Are you serious? My boy is on DR. Come on, man. Don't play with me.
This is happening on DR Sports.
Busy in here, mate. What's this? No way, it's back. Get in now. What's this? These lot. DR. Nah. You ain't ready.
Hold tight. The 3 Point Collectors. Yes, welcome back to the Saturday Football Show. Before we get into all the madness, I believe Fuad has a little message for you around about some content that might
you just saw that trailer there. All I'm gonna say is something special. A storm is coming. So please make sure right now you've got all your notifications turned on. DR Sports, personals, everything. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. There is a big announcement coming very shortly. You do not want to miss this one.
I don't normally make toilet-based cameos, but that was definitely my favourite one I've ever made.
Toilet-based content.
True, I've made some of that.
Hey, that was
anyway, let's move on. Because Liverpool are top of the Premier League. People in the comments that were waiting for this show, let me just read some of these comments. FAGT, you will walk alone, AGT. AGT crying right now, I bet. And then they all changed, didn't they, when we scored the second and third and went to the top of the table, unbeaten in 16. Vamos! Get in there. That's how you start a Saturday. And the Saturday Football Show with a big win for your team, the 3 Point Collectors. Anyway, the niceties are over. Let's get into who we've got on the desk today. The world famous Saturday Football Show desk here on DR Sports. It's myself, AGT, my co-host as normal, Fuad, and then joining us we've got the fantastic Nick and also Jamie, the big West Ham fan. How are we? The firm?
Good.
Great to see you boys. Great to see you.
Buzzing to be here.
My team's not playing, so I can relax. We're playing tomorrow, so I'm just here to watch you boys get emotional, see what happens, and we can, just to enjoy, man.
The cat amongst the pigeons, I think that's what it's called. Nice to see Andy Robertson, Liverpool captain today. Seems to have given his shirt to Darren Fletcher there, the TNT Sports commentator. Lovely. That's a nice job. That's straight on there, isn't it? Jermaine Genius there.
What's your kind of? I know you've just done the Cop TV reaction.
Go and watch that after this.
Check that out after.
Or during.
But yeah, give us your kind of quick thoughts on that game that's just finished now. 3-1 obviously, went 1-0 down in the first half. I thought Wolves are actually the better team in the first half.
Oh, they were, without question. It was typical international break hangover Liverpool for the first 43 minutes, I would say. Really, really, really poor. Joe Gomez was really exposed by Pedro Neto, who has now created the most chances in the Premier League this season. And then you look at someone like the new guy, what was his name? Bellegarde. Yeah. Excellent. Running for our midfield. Even McAllister was looking horrendous. Got a yellow card first 5 minutes. Fantastic debut for Bellegarde. Oh, that's a nice little nutmeg. So yeah, the first half, typical international hangover Liverpool. I was not a fan of it at all. I was thinking, where do we go in this game? We've not really created anything first half. Second half, Núñez comes on, Jota goes off, Diaz comes on, and all of a sudden the ebb and flow is completely disrupted, and it's now ebbing and flowing in Liverpool's favour and not Wolves's. And then we get the tap in with Cody. He comes off the pitch, and then, as I said, Darwez and Núñez and Elliott really, really impactful in the final third. We get the second goal, Andy Robertson, unbelievable. Great little tidy finish from the captain today. And then, obviously, the own goal at the end, which tops it off for Liverpool, and they get the 3 points. And it was looking that way. It was going to be one of those Saturdays. And then all of a sudden, it was one of those Saturdays. All of a sudden.
What do you make of the subs, though? Because it feels like Núñez
changed the game.
But the first 2 games, he didn't start. And I remember when he came on, every time it seemed like it made the impact. Then he had that game where he started, got the 2 goals, and it was like, now's his time. But back to the bench you go, it seems. It is.
Well, there was a slight muscular issue, I think, when he came back from Uruguay. I think Bielsa said he had a bit of fatigue. So for him not to start, I wasn't too mad at that, just because, again, the international break.
As well.
But we've got him and Diaz to come off the bench at half-time. It's not bad, is it? So I think he'll start the next game. I think West Ham, Sunday, next week. He actually scored his first goal for Liverpool at home against West Ham last year in a 1-0 win. So he will start that game. We've obviously got the mighty Lask, away in Austria on Thursday night. So that'll be a fun one to see who starts there. But yeah, really, really impressive finish to the game from Liverpool after a really unimpressive start to the game. So massive, massive, massive 3 points. But listen, West Ham, Tottenham and Arsenal all in action this weekend. The 3 o'clock kickoffs that we've got for you. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. We're hearing that unfortunately Roy Hodgson was taken ill and won't be at the game representing Palace on the side. I think it's Dean Kiley, is going to step up in his absence. So hopefully Roy Touchwood is all okay. Fulham are at home to Luton Town. Manchester United at home to Brighton. Jamie, a little bit of a shame that this one wasn't on TV, just so we could see how potentially good Brighton could be at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I think Man United are lucky that this game's been played at 3 o'clock. Because I think if it was on at 5:30 this evening,
popcorn's out, everyone's relaxing.
I would have been popcorn out, feet up on the table, watching Manchester United capitulation like we watch every weekend.
Right, what's the 5:30 kickoff today?
I'll get to that. Great segue though. From Tottenham Hotspur at home to Sheffield United. I saw a lot of Spurs fans making their way down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today. You got a bit of abuse on the way down wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
Not the wisest decision. That was the driver. Sheffield United away at Tottenham Hotspur, as we know. West Ham United at home to Man City. Massive 3 o'clock kickoff that. We're 12 minutes away from that. We're going to give you all the lineups now. And to answer your question, Newcastle Brentford is the 5:30 game. You know. Really interesting.
Yes, I think it is a good game.
It is a good game. I like that game.
It's a bad game, but I just think this year the 5:30 kickoffs have been a little bit.
Yeah.
And am I wrong in saying Newcastle's been the 5:30 every single week?
Most weeks.
One week there was an 8 p.m. kickoff. It was City versus Newcastle. Remember that?
Yeah.
Is Newcastle the new face of the league or something like that? Some PIF I'm going on. I don't know. Like, United Brentford.
They can buy a lot of favours, can't they? So. Yeah, I mean, they can buy a lot of favours.
Right, let's get into a couple of super chats before we run through the lineups. Can you all? I know you haven't got your phones. We'll get the lineups up. Super chat here from Tina, the Man United fan from Holland. She says Højlund will run forward in the first 15 minutes, then Martial does for 90 minutes. Højlund will score and assist. We will see. We will be there. DR Sports chat in the mud. AGT and Liverpool on top, says James. My G. This is the first time watching live. Ready to drink some more Luton tears, says Mr. Super Sheva.
I can be that angry at Luton.
Fulham fan. Yeah. What have they done? It's like that 50 Cent.
I didn't even know they had rivals like that.
Another super chat here from, from Tam Tank, who says McAllister was absolutely atrocious, probably more hideous and fraudulent than AGT's stats notebook.
Oh dear.
So we're going straight in with the fake AGT stats narrative today. I thought we'd move past that. Listen, I said Konate would be ready for Saturday. What happened? We're drawing 1-1. He comes on, we win 3-1. So
this is what happens when you're at the top. People want to take shots.
Exactly, bro.
You've got to get used to it. So
exactly. There was another one here slagging me off. Wonder if ACG, so not even right, will keep ignoring Super Notts County after their huge away win at Neville's little pet project Salford, top of the league, says Ezio. All right, chill out. Hasn't even started yet. Relax. As you can tell, my voice has gone a little bit, but we move. Right, lineups time. Let's get into it. We'll start at, where should we start? Let's go to Aston Villa in the 3 o'clock kickoff. Fuad, save my voice a little bit there, my friend. Who have we got for Villa?
L.Martinez in goal, Matty Cash at right back, Lucas Dean at left back, and then Concert and Pau Torres, the centre back pairing. In front of them you got Kamara and Douglas Luiz, and then in the front three in front of them is Zaniolo, Diaby and McGinn, and then up front the big man Ollie Watkins.
Is Zaniolo's debut, is that?
I think it might be. The start? I think it might be a start.
First start, he came on last week, I remember. And then for Crystal Palace, they got Sam Johnston in goal, despite signing Dean Henderson. I think maybe some fitness issues. Ward, Anderson, Richards, and Mitchell as a back four.
Gay out for this one?
Yeah.
After that injury for England?
Tough.
Disappointing one, big part of their defence. And then midfield three of Eze, Decore, and Will Hughes. And then up front, they've gone Jordan Ayew, Odsonne Edouard, and Jeffrey Schlupp.
Jeffrey Schlupp up top. Predictions for that game, boys? Villa Palace?
I'll go 1-1 draw. I think that'll be a fair result between those two.
I'm going to go 2-0 to Aston Villa.
I'm going to go 2-0 Aston Villa.
2-1 Villa.
Okay. I just read that front line of Schlupp, Ayew and Edouard. Yeah, let me go 2-0 Villa.
Yeah, you changed it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think Palace can get a goal, but I think they'll lose.
Fulham, of course, at home today to the Cottagers, Luton Town. Sorry, they're not the Cottagers, they're the Hatters, aren't they?
Yes,
Luton,
they are.
Luton Town. Sorry, the Cottagers versus the
Fulham,
Hatters,
yeah.
for sure. Big news for Fulham today is that João Palhinha starts Fuad, but who else joins
Signing
him?
a new big deal as well till 2028, I
That's the
believe.
one.
So
You're still going
Leno,
January.
I don't know to get extra money, but
Yep.
Burn Leno in goal, Kenny Tete, Diop, Ream, and Castagne as a back four coming from Leicester in the summer as well. Pereira, Palhinha, and Reed in the midfield three, and then Wilson, Jimenez, and Willian is back
What
as
do you
well.
make of that front three there?
Hey, some would say has-beens FC, but let's see what Marco Silva. I think replacing the Mitrovic goals is always going to be a tough ask. Jimenez hasn't looked the same since.
He's been
that
unlucky. He's
injury,
at the
to be
post a
fair.
couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
There
Since
was
the injury,
one.
that's life
Was it
changing.
bicycle kick? I saw
Yeah.
him attempt. That was contender for the almost goal of the season.
Early doors as well.
Crazy. But in the Luton lineup, you got Kaminsky in goal, Kabore, Burke, Anderson, and Lockyer and Bell in a back five. And in the midfield three, you got Chong, Nakamba, and Sambi Lakonga. Ex-Arsenal player, of course. And then up front, they've got Brown and Morris in the front two.
Tough one, that one to call. We all going for a home win, though?
Honestly, yeah. But not a big one. I think I'll go 1-0 Fulham.
I'll go 1-0 Fulham as well. I just think Luton have got to pick up points at some point, so I'm just tentatively, I want to back them, but I just can't.
This is the day Jimenez scores for me. Luton lose 1-0.
Oh, okay.
I could see a draw, actually, to be honest with you. Fulham's tiny little pitch, what Luton might be used to versus some of the bigger pitches around the Premier League.
It's at Fulham.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fulham's got quite a small pitch.
You're right.
Yeah.
They both have small pitches.
And I've watched Luton lose. Like I watched their game against Chelsea, and they don't play that bad football. I think they're a little bit unfortunate. Obviously, final third, they just don't have the quality that other teams have and don't have that firepower. But I could see a draw here.
Draw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll back you on that. They're Fulham are going to win. Manchester United at home to Brighton. There's been a lot of talk about how this lineup in particular would look. Who starts for the Red Devils?
This is Anana in goal. You got Dalot at right back this week. Lindelof and Martinez are the centre back pairing. And then at left back, making his debut, former Tottenham boy, Sergio Reguilon comes in today. And coming in for his first start this season as well, McTominay lines up next to Casemiro. In front of them, you got Bruno, Eriksson, and Rashford. And then the big money signing, the number 9, or number 11, shall I say. Højlund starts today. So curious to see what he can bring. I said when he came on as a substitute, I thought he brought a lot to their game.
Physicality.
Allows them to kind of has a big man that can bring the ball up the pitch, if that makes sense.
Especially with
others into play.
Especially with Anana's distribution. You can hit it long, he can hold it up.
I always think, listen, it's nice having that option to build out the back, but one thing we saw even with Pep last year when he played Arsenal, if you remember, that one long ball to Haaland, beat the press, see you later. So having that flexibility is always good. But Brighton in goal, they got Steele still going strong, despite signing Verbruggen, Lamptey, Van Hecke, Dunk, and Veltman in the back four. Gross and Dahoud in front of them today. Dingra, who we saw score a couple of weeks ago as well. Lallana and Mitoma.
Lallana starts. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
rarity.
And Welbeck up top for them today as well.
Do you know who I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of? Dahoud.
Yeah, he was one that got quite a lot of praise coming in. But Ansu Fati still on bench, Evan Ferguson on bench, and João Pedro on bench
Billy
today
Gilmore
as well.
James
a little
Milner.
bit.
Yo, dye your eyebrows.
Ferguson considering
He's gonna dye his eyebrows, bro.
just before the international break. So I thought this was now kind of the time to give him the key.
This stays in.
During the break, though.
Played against Netherlands.
Yeah,
right.
That might be why they're heavily rotated. But that could favour. I mean, obviously, we're looking at United. They're in problems at the moment. But even if they do start the game well, Brighton have the stronger bench. The amount of talent they've got that can come off that bench and make the difference. It's gonna be a long day for United, I think. But Brighton are very unpredictable as well, you know.
I think with the turmoil that's been going on at United over the past week as well, I think Ten Hag just needs a win to just settle things down and just get almost the fans back on side.
Yeah, he needs some credibility, doesn't he?
Yeah. And I just feel like the last week or two, there's been a lot of kind of, can he handle the dressing room type situation? If he just gets a win today with this kind of mishmash looking side, let's be honest, Lindelof coming back in, Reguilon, McTominay. So I'll be surprised if they don't get the win today, I'll be honest.
Predictions?
I'll go 2-1 Man United.
I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
I was going to say 2-1 Brighton as well.
Everyone's wanting the surprise result, yeah?
Is it a surprise?
Is it a surprise? Yeah.
They beat them there last year.
I mean, Brighton are
listen,
a good
it's
side.
still
but
Old
I'm looking
Trafford,
at that Brighton
but-
side, and I'm like, you've rotated quite a bit yourselves. Like with Dahoud coming in, Adingra is.
So is United. They've got
centre back.
Bruno out on the right today, which could.
To be fair, when he
leave a
played there
hole.
last year, he played fairly decent and in the deeper role. So I'm actually quite glad they're trying him in a few different positions.
They've got McTominay starting.
He's got a point to prove, though, hasn't he?
I don't think he's got the capability to prove it. Is the problem? I don't actually think that he's.
you know
I just don't think he's good enough.
These are the types of games, funnily enough, he'll come in and just pop up with
Yeah.
something. Trust me, like
Yeah.
a Leeds.
It's
I remember he used to love playing Leeds. He'd always pop up in
It's
that
going to
game,
show
but-
if they've got that like siege mentality to all band together, because we're hearing mixed messages coming out of the dressing room of some people that are in support of the players, some people that are in support of the managers. So let's see what happens.
Do you remember there was the same thing under Ollie as well? Whenever things would just start to get tight and you're thinking, yeah,
Backs
Ollie's
against
finally
the
gonna
wall,
get sacked. Boom, they just turn it on and
Yeah.
it's like 3 games on the bounce. And I've always looked at United and I'm like, their home record has been the one thing they've actually been able to rely on.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking you need a result. You're playing at home. And I think they're more than capable of pulling it out, especially with Højlund starting today. I imagine that will be kind of like a big boost for them.
Yeah.
Let's rattle through the rest of these. Tottenham today: Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi at the back. Saar, Bissouma, Kulusevski, Maddison, Mana Solomon, and Son up the top. Richarlison on the bench after his positive comments about him seeking, help in terms of his mental health and stuff like that.
Listen, you got to, man.
Out of the
Tough
limelight
moments.
today on the bench. And then for the away team, Sheffield United, Fotheringham, Ahmed Dozic, Basham, Robinson, Thomas at left wing back, Gustavo Hamer. I've got a couple of stocks invested in this guy because of what he did for Luton, Coventry last season. McCarthy, De Souza Costa, Bogle, and it's McBurney and Archer. Cammy Archer up front, who actually scored against Man City not too long ago as well. Quick predictions for that as we approach the 3 o'clock kickoffs, boys.
I've said I'm going for a 3-0 for that one.
4-0 Tottenham.
I was going to say 4-0 Tottenham, to be honest.
I'll go 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0 Tottenham. Newcastle playing at 5:30, but the last game at 3 o'clock today is West Ham United City. Jamie, how do you react to this? Areola, Kufau, Zuma, Aguero, Emerson, Alvarez, Bowen, Souček, Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta, and Antonio. I said when we found out about this lineup, is that your most strongest 11 you could have possibly put out today?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think anyone wants to play against that side. I think that's a physical side. That's going to bully you on the park.
And you look at the bench, some of these names that you've got. Fabianski, who's been the number 1 for years. Cresswell can whip a ball in. Fornals, it's a good impact player. Kudos, yet to see the best of him. Mavropanos, Ings, again, a proven Premier League goal scorer. Ogbonna, Ben Rama, and Kerr. So that bench is stacked for West Ham as well.
Yeah, we've got depth now. It's the first time in a few years where we've got some depth. I think we can cause some we can ruffle a few feathers, and I think today, hey, never say never.
You've clearly got more of your footballers on the bench and your athletes and physical players starting. I think because you got Mohamed Kudus. He's technical more than he's physical. You've got Antonio up top starting. I don't know. It looks like you might try and if you can get close to Man City, try and
Tell you what, this isn't a bad team that they're playing against though. Ederson, Walker, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Vardy at left back, Rodri, Bernardo Silva in the pivot with Foden, Alvarez, Doku, and Haaland up top. And I'll tell you what, the
Doku
bench ain't
straight
bad
in.
either. Unfortunately
that?
for you.
See
Score
that?
predictions?
I'm going 2-1 Man City.
1-1.
3-1 Man City. I think they'll just nick one late, 97th minute, something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Man City.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. That's a head situation. My
Yeah,
heart
of course.
is
We all
2-1
want
West
we all
Ham,
want
but
Man City to lose.
Okay.
My boy Jamie on his.
Doku versus Kufau battle on that side. Tasty.
We will
We
see.
ain't seen Docker do anything in the Premier League, by the way.
I
That's what I'm
know.
saying.
So far.
Famous last words. You heard it here.
Yeah. Right, this is the best time of the weekend, isn't it? It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Football is here in buckets and droves. Welcome to the Saturday Football Show. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Some massive content coming tomorrow that you might want to be involved in. And then subscribe, turn the notifications on and do all that good stuff. We've just under 2,000 of you watching, so make sure you smash that like button and let us know how you're enjoying this Saturday Football Show. Where are you watching from? We always like to ask that question on the show. Super chat from Clive Ertz, who said Soboslai has absolutely changed my life. What a guy.
For the
he
better,
is.
I hope.
Oh yeah, what a performance today. I'll give him an 8.5 out of 10. A couple other chats here that are a lot of predictions. Spurs 6-0 says Axel. Come on West Ham says D2 Trippy. And United deserve a loss says DNYG as well. What do we make of those predictions in the chat? 6-0, is that a bit too much?
I mean, it's some extra dip on your chip, but I don't mind. I'll take it.
If it just with these types of games, the way you guys have been playing, it's just like a floodgate situation. Do you know what I mean? If you have a narrow period, a 5-minute period where you bang one or two, even if they're a little bit lucky and a little bit fortunate, then you can. It's the kind of game if you're 3-4 up, Richarlison come on and hopefully get himself. You know, when you're in these situations in life, you need an easy win or as easy a win as possible. Jamie's looking like he doesn't quite agree, but you need a little easy win.
I'm like, yo, it'll just stay at 3-4, got 4 up then, will it?
I'm trying to pile on the pressure, obviously. Anything less than 4-0, I mean, it's a loss, really, isn't it, for Spurs? Let's be honest.
For me, I think today is just another build that confidence. We got North London derby coming up next week. We got
huge
Liverpool the week after that as well. So I've said before those two big games where I feel like it's going to be a real test of our level and our progress. Let's try and get as many points on the board as we can. And I think so far we've been doing that. So
shout out to Law Bubble in the chat. She says, come on West Ham. Jamie representing. Shout out to her. We are letting you know of every single goal that goes in all of these 3 o'clock kickoffs, and of course the championship and all the way down, because we don't discriminate on this channel. We'll tell you if someone in the park round the corner has scored and how it was scored as well, if we could. But there's been an early goal in the championship. Preston 1-0 up at home to Plymouth. I tell you what, that is a long away day for the Plymouth fans there, and they're down in the first minute at Deepdale, where Liverpool actually played a pre-season game this season. West Ham to win, says Laura. Watching from Las Vegas, says Josh H. Let's go Sheffield.
There you go.
I did not expect someone in Vegas to
global
in Sheffield United right now, but
he's in Vegas
global,
and he's watching, by the way. So
play. What time is it there right now as well? Jesus. Following from Uganda, says Alok. Big up to Nick, who's all the way from South Africa. Shout out to Juan, who says checking in from San Bernardino, California. It's 7 a.m. there.
Oh, San Bernardino, yeah, I've got a family there.
Fair play to Liverpool, but when they play better teams, they will come unstuck. Should have been outside at half time, says Lloyd. But how have West Ham started at the Stadium?
I can see why Pep wanted Paqueta, because he was just showing some. It was almost like, yeah, Pep, watch this.
You can't press him. It's impossible to press that man.
Now that West Ham have started well, he's
very good in tight spaces. Paqueta.
You can't press him. He's too technical. He's very good at. I mean, he's made. I don't know if he's still the same now after the Wolves game, but before that game, he'd made the most tackles in the league. He's very good at putting his body in the way, being physical. Before he came to England, he was known as being this expansive, like attacking player. But since coming to West Ham, David Moyes has kind of unlocked a new side to him, and he's now this player that just you give him the ball. It's almost like a Jack Grealish type figure for us, where you just give him the ball, keep the ball, and then go in tight spaces.
But here's a chance early doors, but Fuad does well against the oncoming threat of Man City. Listen, it's been an interesting start in the Premier League today, as we know. 3-1 winners, Liverpool away at Wolverhampton. Let's just go through the predictions, because it's always good. Let's see what everyone actually said the score would be of that game. Matisse went 4-0 Liverpool. Flex went 2-0 Liverpool. Robbie went 2-1. But what did AGT go with? 3-1. And what was the score? 3-1.
That's what he does.
That is what he does. Fantastic. Right, as you know, early pressure here from Manchester City away at the London Stadium. I have to say, what a pitch at the London Stadium. The groundsmen are definitely on job. Groundsmen or women, I should say. Definitely on job. They're looking forward to seeing how that match progresses. We are also across the 3 o'clock kickoff at Manchester United, Brighton. If Manchester United win this game, as we mentioned a short while ago in terms of alleviating pressure, on all the statement FC kind of statements that they're putting out there at the minute. If they win this one convincingly, Nick, what message does this send to the other challengers in the league? Brighton are, as we know, a very, very, very good team.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton's a team that people have come unstuck against before. You know, it's a big statement, but Brighton have still been, Zerbi's still relatively new to the role there, and I don't know. It sends a good statement. Obviously, it would be a really, really good win, but I still think that people are going to look at Man United as a little bit vulnerable. I don't think you'd be too intimidated by playing them. I don't think I would, and I don't think Fuad would, just in terms of, not to leave you out, Jamie, just in terms of like sort of the big six teams. These are the games that United should be winning. If anything, it's a sign that United are struggling so much that it's such a big talking point if they win. United at home against Brighton, it should really be a given.
Well, we beat Brighton, just to say that. But also, I'm more,
by the way.
Yeah, Jared Bowen, in my opinion, scored the goal of the season so far, but I'll leave that one to you guys to decide.
It's a bad shout.
Not a bad one.
I'm more intimidated by playing Brighton than I am by Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think Brighton are one of the best footballing sides in the world, and that sounds like a ridiculous statement, but they play some of the best football in the league and the world, 100%. You say aesthetically as well, but the results are there, and they've recruited very well this summer. It'll just be how they bed in. Man United have got problems everywhere.
I was going to say, but what Man United need to be looking at when they look at Brighton is the way the football club is run, not just... I know some of the things that have happened with Man United. I'm not talking about as of late, because some of those things are not in Man United's footballing control. But for over the last few years, we've seen them change manager, and we've seen Man United change manager, and things have not really steadied. Whereas Brighton are really the symbol of steadiness across. I
actually think the manager is probably the one thing United don't need to change. It's everything around that. I think the squad, you're now starting to see changes, but it's never going to happen overnight. Oh my God!
Sal check on the line.
Wow. That is the kind of defending I love to see.
City's just had 3 or 4 shots on target.
Talk us through what's happened here, boys.
I mean, City have whipped in a lovely cross from the wing there, and it's just
Haaland,
3 or 4
That's
chances.
5 shots on target in about 30 seconds there.
Literally. And I think every single time West Ham or Areola have basically been able to get a body to it.
Yeah.
Is there a slight kick clash today with the shorts?
A little bit, I think.
Maybe for us on TV. I think if you're down there on the pitch playing, maybe not.
The white shirt is very differentiating.
Yeah.
But I thought there was a Premier League rule. You can't have similar socks or shorts colours.
That's a good point, actually.
And they are very similar.
What would they make them do though? You mean from the beginning of the season?
City should have wore white shorts. No, it's per game, so they take it as it comes. But if there's a game where a kit clash like this could potentially crop up,
so they'll just make you.
They'll say bring white shorts as well down to the game. Maybe they didn't pack them, but because I remember when we used to. This is random, right? Shorts. But when we used to play Portsmouth away in the mid-noughties, they had red socks, white top, blue. Sorry. White shorts, blue top. So we had to. They're the only team in Premier League history that we've worn white socks against, because our socks would clash. Because we were obviously all red.
That's knowledge.
So knowledge. There
you go.
Morientes and that. Right. Let's see what's happening in the other games. Still no goals in the Premier League. 3:00 kickoffs. United. It sounds like something is going off over at Old Trafford. We'll bring you that when we have it, but there's been an early goal as well in League 2. That man again, Charlie Austin, seems to score every week from Swindon.
I was going to say.
Big up to Swindon.
Swindon now,
to Walsall.
Yep.
How old is he now? He must be like 37.
37, I would say. One of the best Premier League interviews of all time.
Yeah,
Charlie
100%.
Austin. What a guy. Super chat from Tobias Estes says, Fuad, be happy today. The reckoning starts 9/24, which is actually next Sunday, I believe, for the North London derby.
I know Arsenal fans are looking forward to that one.
I'm actually,
at the Emirates.
As a neutral, I'm excited for that, man.
I can't wait for that game.
I've always said North London derby, best derby.
The Monday after, either you or Robbie in the mud. That's what we love to see. And Abby. As well. Don't forget her.
We come up with a sick.
Watching from Toronto says Cactus. Watching from Botswana says Cabello. Look at this. Worldwide.
Global.
From Gambia and AGT's biggest fan says main man Malone. Shout out to you, my friend. Snapchat, super chat from Owen Baker. As a Dortmund fan, seeing Bayern Munich draw with Leverkusen filled me with hope that we can win the league. And that
was
is
an
his
interesting
first
game
super
last
chat
night as
ever.
well.
So shout out to you, Owen. AGT, are you going to help Nico at cooking Raul? Says Ahmed. Potentially. I'm always open to a bit of continental cooking. That's fine by me.
Paellas.
Some bit of paella. That's what I was eating last week in Mallorca. Love to see it. Watching from Hong Kong, says David. And then JR's watching from Cardiff. So bit of difference there. Watching from Antigua, says Jabari. Shout out to you. Hi from Las Vegas, says Barfly Sports. We're not saying hello to any goals yet, unfortunately, in the first 12 minutes, which is actually massively different to the two previous Saturday football shows where there was just goals flying all over the place. But we're going to have to wait.
I don't think we'll be surprised to see Doku score because he just looks so lively and very, very direct, which is, I think, something that it's weird. Like a couple of seasons ago, and you're looking at the players like Mahrez and those type of pass and move technical players. Same thing with like someone like a Saka. But now we seem to have so many players that are just ultra direct, get the ball, fly direct at defences. And
that's what wingers used to be.
Yeah, that's what they used to be. And then they kind of became...
Take your man on, get down the byline and get a decent ball in. And then it all became inverted wingers. Yeah. And it all became about goal scoring.
On Monday.
And I feel like we hit this weird... almost period of football where we had inverted wingers, but they couldn't score or assist. So
do I think it is?
For, big man? I think you're just taking up space in the middle of the pitch.
I think the coaches are.
How about if you're going to be inverted, have the ability to go on the outside, and I think you're seeing that with players like a Diaz, like a Vinny. You're seeing those guys who are like, you know what? I'll take you right, I'll take you left. It don't matter. I'm gonna do something positive with it. So
I think it ebbs and flows because of the defense as well. Like if you've got all these direct wingers, then you start to mould your defenders to be ready for that, but then they go and invert and be more technical and sit in the midfield, and then when they do that, you mould your defenders to be ready for that, and then they're not really ready for somebody who's direct. So I think that's why you get those ebbs and flows. But Doku looks very, very lively for sure.
Big price tag, and hopefully for City fans he delivers sooner rather than later. But West Ham coming into the game now, they remembering that they're the home team and they're looking to maybe go up the other end and cause some problems of their own. Maybe they saw what Sheffield United were able to do before the international break. Maybe they can take inspiration from that. Still no goals in the Premier League. Let's jump back into the chat. Super chat here from LJ Brown. AGT, what's more gold? Bobby's brows or Fuad's tips? Probably, gold is gold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once it's gold, it's gold.
Robbie's brows had some gloss on that. I was like, yo,
mate. And they were official. And I was with him when he rubbed them off. And the first rub he did, nothing came off. And he looked at me and went, oh, shit.
Yeah, you clocked.
And then I looked at him like, oh, shit.
Yeah, this is going to stay on for a while.
There was some violent rubbing and it came off. About that. Watching from Edmonton, North London, says Otis Games 2-4. Watching from AGT's basement, says Al Guapo. Get out, mate. Seriously. Watching from Yemen, Connecticut, Bulgaria, Tacoma. Where is Tacoma?
Is that America? I
think
Oklahoma.
It's
America. Sounds like it. Fuad looks like a Chelsea player, says Daniel Hatlang.
I get that quite often, to be fair.
Top of the league, unbeaten in 16 games, says Josh G. Obviously a Liverpool fan. AGT, what was the Liverpool score? Get in there, up the effing red, says Woodsy. And that's not Laura Woods. That is someone else called Woodsy. Watching from Iraq, says Ahmed. South Africa. Oh, Tacoma is in Washington, USA. Says Alexis Mercado, which is a very nice South American name. Love to see it. Fuad looks like Barcola.
That's the French kid that's just signed for PSG, That's
very, very popular haircut at the minute, I have to say.
Doppelganger FC.
Do you know what it is? When I had the short hair, it's Isaac. When I grew the hair out, it's Barcola. I'm like, fair play, man. Can't win either way.
Goal in League One, Wickham 1-0 up at home against Blackpool. Sam Vokes, the scorer. Remember him? From Burnley.
Wow. Burnley, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, him and who was the double act he used to have with?
Barnes.
Yeah, and then it changed to Woods and Barnes afterwards. Yeah.
There's always a few guys like that knocking around at Burnley. PSG held yesterday, small club, says Colwano.
Nice, I was actually watching that game. Nice absolutely took them to school, man. Terry Moffi, big Nigerian striker.
Love to see
They're going through a nice little renaissance, Nigeria as well. They got like 4 or 5 strikers, I think.
Is Awani from
the game you mentioned? Boniface, they got one there.
Where's Awani from?
Gift Orban, Osimhen.
Is he Nigerian as well, yeah?
He's in the squad now.
Yeah. Awani.
That's what I said. That's what I said, yeah.
Oh, massive chance. Lord. What's happened at the London Stadium? Let's go to our West Ham fan, Jamie.
Haaland's Mr. City. I never thought I'd say it, but it must be the London Stadium. It's putting nerves into him.
He did score a hat-trick there last season on his first game.
He scored two on his debut. He scored two.
Who is that
He was
playing that
onside. The
across?
cross came across from Vardio, who
was gonna say, is that
makeshift
Vardio?
left back combining with Doku.
Yeah.
But that's
a great
if I'm
ball.
not mistaken, a horrendous miss.
Why is he going to this left?
Horrendous miss. He doesn't have a right, bro.
Why is he? Yeah, no, but not strong. Not in that position. Surely that could just bounce off his right foot and go straight in.
When it's your day, boys, it's your day. It's never too early to say.
15-minute shouts there.
And how do Man City get these guys that are centre backs and turn them into like elite fullbacks all the time? Like, because I know Vardiol's played fullback before, but he's a centre back naturally, isn't
He
he?
was a marauding centre back. Though.
Yeah.
Every time he picked the ball up at RB Leipzig, you'd see him dribble it 40, 50 yards. So I feel like players like that is kind of more adaptable and easy.
Yeah.
The one I was actually impressed with was the Aki conversion.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, last year he looked like arguably the best left back in the league. And I was like, he was actually a centre back for his entire career.
Yeah.
So I was like, fair play.
Set piece for West Ham here. This is where we're dangerous.
This is true. This is true. They have the set piece specialist.
This is where your bread and butter is
People on
made.
Twitter saying if you had one free kick to win a major trophy, you take
Why is
Ward
Bowen
Prowse or
standing
Messi.
there?
And loads of people saying Ward Prowse over Messi.
Is Bowen about to take?
I had a conversation about this recently. James Ward-Prowse has a higher conversion rate than anyone else when it comes to free kicks.
There you go.
Why is the assistant ref standing there though? I don't understand that.
They always do it.
He's like he's blocking Ward-Prowse's run up almost.
This is why refs need mics.
So right, it was
what
Bowen
we
to
doing?
take it,
we've
whips
dumped-
it in. Oh, should have been
That
a
is
goal,
off
Jamie.
the training ground.
Tell us
That's
what's
such a good
happened. West
corner.
Ham have another corner. No, they don't.
They
What
don't,
happened
no, they
there?
don't. Looked like a glancing header on the front post by Naya Fagued. Someone else, was it Naya Fagued? No,
I think it might have been Guardiola.
Southcheck flicks it on, I think,
Southcheck.
and then
I think Alvarez at the back post.
Yeah, no, Aguard. I think it's
someone has to be training at the back post there. That's 1-0.
No,
that-
it's Aguerd at the back post.
yes,
actually,
Aguero at the back post. Yeah, there's a well work because Ward Prowse has dummied, which you don't see often. But he's dummied the corner.
Yeah.
For Jared Bowen to
Maybe
take
that's
it.
something they've
Great
worked
delivery,
on.
Yeah,
by the
for
way.
sure.
Because the City preparation during the week would have been preparing for outswinging corners on that side.
Yeah.
And then Bowen whips it in. It was
the
going
keeper,
in.
the keeper stepped out,
Yeah,
so the keeper's
it
come
was
out to
going in.
gather, but that could have flown straight in.
It literally was
Yeah.
going in.
I wonder if on another one they might just dummy it and try and let Bowen just whip it straight in because the keeper's come to collect it. If no
Yeah.
one touches that, it could fly in.
LJ Brown, poor Fuad being called a Travis Scott FC Chelsea. Air Pierre says, big win for the Reds today, but question the panel. If Wolves get relegated, which one player would you take for your club's love from Toronto? It's Pedro
I
Neto.
said I wanted
Right.
Pedro, but before this game,
Everyone?
a couple of weeks ago, I said, but was it on this channel? Might have been on AFTV. I said I wanted Pedro Neto because we haven't really got a backup for Saka, and people tell me, nah, he's overrated, he's not that good, he
Very good.
blows hot and cold, you know. But yeah, Pedro Neto, I said ages ago for sure.
Who's the guy that made his debut today in the middle of the park again?
Bellegarde.
Yeah, Bellegarde. He looked good, man. He looked good.
You take him?
Just direct.
I'd probably go Neto, but I'll just
Yeah, trying to throw
shout
out
him
some
out.
other-
Like,
yeah.
he looked solid in the middle of the park.
I
probably
think
take
they used
Kilman.
to have
Kilman
about
for
4 or
depth.
5, but I think now
Nunez has gone. Neves has gone.
Yeah.
Jimenez has-
Bueno as well.
Back in the day, Traore, people would have taken him, but
Yeah.
these days,
young-
Kilman's the captain now, so
The young left back Bueno, I think, is so good.
Aït-Nouri.
So
Own
good.
goal today.
No. He comes off he's like behind Aït-Nouri in the pecking order.
Ah.
Aït-Nouri had a good game as well. To be
Yeah,
fair.
Aït-Nouri's
Got
good as
some
well.
average players there, but I think
I'd
someone
probably
said
take
Cunha in the chat.
Yeah, Kilman
Duncan
looks
said
solid.
Cunha.
Cunha's
I'd
good
take
shout.
him as like depth at centre back. We need that at Spurs.
Goal in the Championship, QPR 1, Sunderland 0 in West London. Huddersfield in the Championship are also 1-0 up at home to Rotherham. Josh Koroma with the goal there. Still no goals, boys, for the first 20 minutes in the Premier League. Who would have thought it?
You wait forever for one. And then they all come at once.
That's the thing, yeah.
What minute are we getting our first goal? That's the question.
Louis Barry, remember that name for
Yeah. Oh,
Aston
yeah.
Villa?
Wow.
He's on loan at Stockport. They've just gone 1-0 up away at MK Dons in League 2. Should we all give a minute and a player before it actually happens, quickly, for the first goal today in the Prem?
Minute 32.
Oh, there has been a goal in the Premier League!
I'll say minute 18. As I say.
And it's been
Go.
Brighton!
Probably say Brighton. Probably gonna go for. Let me just think. Pedro, Adringa.
It's got to be Danny Welbeck, surely. Welbeck
Welbeck.
Welbeck against United.
Danny Welbeck!
There you go.
20 minutes in, just as we said there's been no goals. I
Against
bet
his
there'll
old
be another
club.
one now. Danny
He has a good
Welbeck
record of scoring against United since he's
against
left.
Manchester United has scored for Brighton. United fans, how do you feel? In the chat right now, what does this mean for Brighton? Can they hold on?
Prediction's still on, lads.
It's not a case of hold on. They'll want to build on that. That's they'll Mitoma will be licking his lips.
The question,
yeah, and I did think like with a player like the way they've been playing with Ferguson and Welbeck, Mitoma, rather than going direct, which he can do, we're talking about types of wingers. He's got a striker there that he can whip the ball into. We know he can set a defender on their back foot, and he can either go direct or play it into Welbeck or Ferguson, whoever's playing. And I say, Welbeck does have a good record of scoring against you. He's done it twice for us when he was at Arsenal and scoring against United.
I was asking for Evan Ferguson before the game. He just said, "Shut up, hold this."
But again, there's plenty of time for Ferguson to come off the bench and still get goals. Do you know what I mean? So
for sure, super unselfish striker who's just going to run the channels and do the things that you don't see.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, good mentality for a young striker. No like luxury in his game. He's been through the ugly hard work, and he gets his reward for it as well. So
yeah, massive opening goal that at Old Trafford. How will the fans in the stadium react to that with everything else that's been going on at Old Trafford and Manchester United recently? We're gonna let you know about that Welbeck goal as soon as we hear more about it. But that is a massive first goal in the Premier League today, and it's gone to Danny Welbeck. Still 0-0 in all the other games in the Premier League. We've also just got a goal in La Liga. Valencia at home today to Atletico de Madrid. Ingo Duro has scored an opener for Valencia, whose actual lineup now is barely recognisable.
I literally last week was looking at one of the Valencia games, and I was like, bro, I think I can maybe recognise maybe 3
Sergi
players.
Canos from
Brentford.
Jose Gaya still there.
Scored their first
He's
Premier
the
League goal.
captain these days. I was like, outside of him, I can't. The keeper Mamashvili actually is not bad as well. The Georgian,
Right.
Said some crazy comments, but no,
I don't know about these.
But
Well, actually,
I don't know. Their squad is just not what it used to be. Valencia almost used to be that third best Spanish side. What Atletico Madrid
with
are nowadays.
Benitez under the helm, mate, they won La Liga.
Even after
Won the
Benitez,
Europa
they had
League.
the David Silva, David Villa,
Yeah,
Juan Mata
David
years, and
Neville years.
the Never years was
Never
actually the beginning
weeks.
of the decline. And I'll be honest with you, it probably is more to do with Peter Lim, and
That's a good finish.
it's probably more to do with the ownership with Peter Lim. But my God, man, they look bad. But 1-0 up today, and then we're just seeing the Welbeck replays.
Poor defending, wasn't it?
And he celebrated.
of course, he's been
Celebrate.
he's been gone from there for ages. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of
respect
course,
factor's
go
long
and
gone.
celebrate. And now De Zerbi is looking like he wants to build on from that. This could be an
100%.
interesting afternoon. And of
100%.
course, don't forget, Brighton were the only team to win at Old Trafford last season in the Premier League as an away team.
They've gone wide and whipped in a cross. Now, is it Adam Lallana? Just drops
I think he
lets
drops
it
the
run.
dummy, yeah.
Lets it run through
It's
his
a late
legs.
run into the box from Lallana, well onside as well, and the ball comes in from
Yeah, is
the right
Lallana.
back,
There
and
you go.
Lallana must get the shout.
Yeah, he must
from
get the shout. Yeah,
from
and if
Welbeck.
Welbeck's not there, Matoma's there waiting as well. Like they're
Martinez
queuing
has
up.
got to do better
Oh,
than-
it's brilliant from Lallana, that
Yeah.
awareness. It
Yeah.
almost is an assist, that.
Yeah,
The fact that he's gone
Stuff
well,
like this, the
He's got
intangibles.
a cross,
Taken
Lindelof
Lindelof out of
and
the goal.
let it go through his own legs.
Taken
Yeah,
Lindelof
brilliant.
out of the game completely.
My guy Lallana, you know, Premier League champion. 2 yellow cards for Brighton early doors in Tarek Lamptey and Jan van Hekke. So they'll have to keep their composure for the rest of the game if they're to avoid any red cards. But yes, they've gone 1-0
wasn't
up
great for
away
Martinez, you're
at
right. It was
Old Trafford. No, it's
pretty-
poor
yeah.
from Martinez. But yeah, they get the goal through the former Manchester United man, Danny Welbeck.
Jack
still,
Colback has been sent off in the QPR game.
Wow, that's a
For
throwback.
throwback names. What, that Sunderland back in
And
the day?
Newcastle.
And oh yeah.
Who would have thought that?
There you
Yeah,
go,
Jack
who'd have thunk
Colback
it?
off 21 minutes. Serious foul play for QPR, who are still 1-0 up. But will that change things at Loftus Road? Let us know how you are reacting to all the scores today as they fly in now. Maguire would have prevented that goal, says Swizzy.
Might have scored an own goal.
Come on.
Be 2-0.
That guy Welb says based God. Maguire not playing. Who are they gonna blame? Says Alan.
Johnny Evans come off the bench, can't he? Shore things up.
No, you're not wrong, mate. It could happen. We saw it.
Must admit, it looked like poor defending from Martinez. Super lazy defending.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went over with his arms like that
catch
straight
up with
away.
it.
An aggression merchant, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
Kanji don't want that smoke, by the way.
Let's see then.
Oh, it's
yes.
great feet. It's great
Is that a
feet from
free kick?
Mikel.
No,
We've
it
actually-
is.
Nasty nutmeg.
Great
there.
feet from Mikel.
There's been a goal in the Rochdale-Barnet game. Tyree
Big one.
Sinclair goes 1-0 up against the Bees as they look to carry on their good start to the National League season. Also, shout out to Yeovil. They're flying up the the league below the conference. They should be in League 1 or League 2. But anyway, if you're wondering why I said that, I got a little soft spot because my dad used to play for them. But apparently Vicario looking good for Tottenham. Just
means
made
they're
a
under
good
pressure.
save, apparently, says World of Football. But still no other goals in the Premier League.
Jeremy Doku just getting a welcome to the Premier League. He got clamped by one of the West Ham players. He's gone down, and Pep's gone get up, get yourself up, mate. And he's just make himself.
Welcome to the big boys
He's limped
league.
over. He's limped back into. He's like, get over there, mate. I'm not trying to hear that. There you go.
Doku 1v1 with Kufal. So
Who wants
familiar
it?
pattern.
Who wants it
today?
Oh, well done.
Kufal's a no-nonsense defender. No nonsense. He's not like amazing, but he's just solid.
He's a very good 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
That's what you need.
Push,
Yeah.
right back. Very
6.5.
average, very good. Just rarely does anything wrong, rarely does anything right. Do you know what I mean? He does what he needs to do. Can't complain.
But as time goes on, it's not bad, Jay. 0-0 at home to City.
As I said, I think we see the best West Ham side when we haven't got the ball. I mean, we saw it with our first 3 games. We played Bournemouth, Chelsea, and Brighton, and I think we had around 30% possession in each of those games, and managed to get two wins and a draw. Then we had to have the lion's share of the ball against Luton, and we looked super uncomfortable. I think in this game, any team that plays against City is going to be under the cosh, and I think if we were going to play anyone in the league, we're best suited to do that. It's just they're probably a lot more clinical than the teams that we have played so far. So we just got to rely on Haaland missing big chances and maybe us getting one on the counter or from a set piece.
That's the thing with Mikel Antonio being your target. He's not a 1-on-1 striker. So you obviously you've got talented wingers and wide players. Paqueta is a goal threat, Ward-Prowse, Bowen. But if it does come to and so great feet again from Paqueta in tight spaces there.
Yeah.
If it does, if it falls that number 9, he's not.
Paqueta's sitting all over Doku.
There's Kufal.
Welcome to the Prem,
That's dropped from a 7 to a 6 right there with that foul.
Goal for Barnet in response to that early Rochdale opener. Nike Kabamba for the Bees 25 minutes in. It's also Preston 2, Plymouth 0. Really, really bad start there for Plymouth, as we see. But Lucas Paqueta could have been playing for Man City in this game. Do you think if he did make the move, he would have got a good reception still at West Ham?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he played the ball through for Bowen when he scored in the final. He had 3 really good months last year. Took him a while to bed in. I would be shocked if West Ham fans booed him. But I do think if he went to City, you would have seen how good he is as a player, and how technically brilliant he is. Once Pep gets a few months to Rodri with a shot there. Once Pep gets his his teeth into him and really gets the Pep way underneath him, like we've seen with Jack Grealish, now just looks like this machine. And I think Paqueta is very much of that ilk, maybe a little bit more physical as well. Yeah, I don't think he would have been booed. No.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
I think to be fair, you said we see how technical he is. I think we do see how technical he is, at West Ham as well. He does really show, in a weird way, when you go to play for City, just in terms of his individual performances, he's got to be part of a machine. Whereas at you guys at the moment, he can kind of express himself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas, Moyes is not going to tell him play that. This is the exact pass you have to play. Whereas Pep will tell him, you receive the ball here, you have to do this. Here he's got a little bit more freedom to be that technician in the midfield. And like you say, he's got a great balance of technique and physicality, which again is what we're seeing. I don't know how much that is down to players having good diet and good training from a young age, but we're seeing such good athletes and technicians all combined into one at the moment, which is really good to see.
Yeah. Well, I think not only that, but I mean, historically, David Moyes' sides always have one of those figures. You go back to his Everton days, and he had those flary players in people like Stephen Pienaar or a Tim Cahill, who was just that character, and he had it in a way with Marouane Fellaini before he went to United.
Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, Mikel.
Fellaini had no flair in his body though. Let's get that right. He was just an elbow merchant. Chance for West Ham as it comes in the box. Bowen berating no one being in the box.
There's a couple of times I've seen that, and Antonio's just not there. He's playing out wide on the left, is he? Or because he never seems to be taking up the striker.
It looks like they're rotating
position. Yeah.
AGT looks like James O'Brien from LBC. Says Rai Rilo.
That's a great shout.
Is it
that's a hilarious shout. That is it's not great for accuracy, but it's great for hilarity.
It's not
That's
great
brilliant.
for me.
That is brilliant.
Anyway, Don't worry about LBC. DR is the 2 letters you need today in your life. And SFS, Saturday Football Show, if you want that. James O'Brien is a good one, says Darren C. Brilliant. Hold tight, Sheila O'Fogarty, says Darren C. Who's that?
It's another LBC host. That's what it's just LBC. I'm clearly old and boring. When I'm on the motorbike, I have to listen to LBC in my headphones. Distract me. So I just listen to the radio. Yeah, that's
big up to you. AGT O'Brien settings. He does then say James O'Brien is a G. So
yeah, come for the football, stay for the political satire.
When I see AGT, I think of Obi-Wan from Star Wars. Says Ahmed.
Ewan McGregor, yeah. I see it.
Well, it depends. The old one? No.
You got similar trims.
Similar trims. What, a fade? Did he have that in Star Wars? Did he?
You had the little rat tail and stuff.
Yeah. Got me out, mate. Shout out Alex Ferrari. Now you're just taking the piss. Right? Because Nick Ferrari, there's no way I look like that sausage. Anyway. It is 30 minutes gone in the Premier League and we've still only seen 1 goal, and that has been thanks to a throwback name, Danny Welbeck, who's still scoring in the Premier League. Antonio and Ruben Diaz having a nice physical battle there. I feel like Antonio absolutely thrives off the physicality. He almost wants to embarrass you. It doesn't matter who you are. He'll go up against Virgil, the Diaz's. He's coming out on top in most physical battles, is he not?
I think in the Premier League right now, I don't think there's many strikers who are as effective in a one as Mikel Antonio. That's...
No one said anything. No one said anything.
No one said anything. Wow. Like, I appreciate it. I think...
You let the passengers off?
I'll take it. Yeah, I think he's super effective. Obviously, he has absolute stinkers occasionally, but when he's on his game, and even when he's not playing well, I think he just has an ability to put himself about there and just make himself physically demanding against defenders. And most defenders aren't going to want to play against that guy.
It's part of how like a lot of these players, these defenders have come up, right? They've come up in European leagues, they've come up in youth leagues where it's maybe a little bit less physical. He's come up in like non-league, typical English man football. So when he's come from that type of school, he's not going to be intimidated of any player or any physical battle at all. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of the players that we sign in the Premier League, we sign good technical players. You do get some physically gifted players like Virgil and stuff. We sign a lot of technical players and then try to add that physicality to them later. Whereas obviously he comes with that already built in. So, but obviously the problem is he's just not going to score as many goals as maybe a more technical player. But so you've got to have your wide men getting your goals. But
problem West Ham look like they're having as well is they're winning the ball back, but they're not going forward with numbers.
That's true. We are hearing that Villa have scored at home against Crystal Palace, and it's that man again. It's Moussa Diaby on 34 minutes.
Signings of the season.
He's up there now.
One of them now.
I think that's 3 in 4 for him now.
Playing a different role to what he played at Leverkusen as well, more centrally, kind of behind Watkins as well, whereas he was on the left and right a lot of the times at Leverkusen. So
Emery's talent ID is very good.
Oh, it's sensational.
It's very, very good.
It's better than Ten Hag's ID.
That's Ten Hag's talent ID is very low.
Yeah. Still the manager of Man United.
Yeah.
It's Manchester United we're talking about here, Nick. Have some respect.
They've got a perfect manager for the Conference League as well.
Yeah, for sure. And Europa League, if they can get there this season.
100%.
But they are... Oh, there's a VAR check, though. We will come back to Villa Park because they're checking to see if that goal will stand.
With players like that, he's on such a good run of form. Once he's put the ball in the net, even if it gets ruled out, he'll go and do it again.
Yeah, go and do it again.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We've just seen a little replay of it now.
Let's have a look at our opinion on this.
Yeah.
See what happens there. In the meantime, Wrexham, after a horrendous start really to life in League Two, are now 2-0 up at home to Grimsby. Will Boyle has scored that one to go 2-0 up. It's now 0-0 at Villa Park. They'll have to go again because that goal has officially now been disallowed.
Just looking at the replay.
Let's have a look at this, see what's happened here. As Crystal Palace look to attack. It's a nice kit from Palace. I'm a bit of a fan of that with quite a simple light blue sachet going across.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a fan. Rashford has hit the post for Manchester United. Very close for him, says Don Robbie in the chat. Not the actual one. It's a fraud. It's a fugazi. It's an imposter. But we still take it.
It's a wazi. It's a woozy.
It's a wazzy, it's a woozy. Shout out to Carl Walker for his impersonation of Jordan Belfort from that film that you were just referencing.
I felt like it was. He needed that punch of the F word, though, man. It was just
the beep, even if it's a beep.
Yeah, I said they should have just bleeped it, but it was a quality. It was a quality announcement. The only problem is, I just feel like you got to go all.
Yeah. The line is so iconic, you can't change it. That's the problem. If you're gonna do it, then
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Hit the
Doesn't
same.
hit the same way.
Come on, man.
Good idea, though, I have to say.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
good idea from the social
Listen,
team.
the social teams these days are getting very busy. I know, like
Wolves
the
have the
Burnley
best.
have the
The
best
Burnley and
one when it
Wolves,
comes to signings. What a great finish!
It's a great finish from Diaby.
First touch. I want to talk about the
First touch on
touch.
his left, right foot near post, absolutely no chance, and then the knee slide as well. I always say,
Oh my God, there's been a goal at the London Stadium. We'll go back to East London, and it's that man again, James Ward-Prowse, 1-0 West Ham, Jamie.
Signing of the window. That's all I'm saying.
him versus
Signing of the window.
Diaby.
Talk to us, though. That is a massive goal.
Prediction: is it a set piece or not? Before we see the replay, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go with no.
Goes with no, but talk to us about this goal, Jamie, as you're seeing it now.
Vladimir Sufal breaks down the right-hand side, crosses the ball in. Ward-Prowse training at the back post, diving header. That's class from West Ham.
Pep is going to go insane. Vardiol's
Jamie
caught out of
Boyce
position,
in
and Doku
dreamland.
is not showing enough desire to get back and block that cross, and Pep is going to go absolutely mental.
It's a great weighted cross. It evades all the players, and instead of going with his feet, he bends down to give it a diving header.
And he's giving it the
And
hammers.
it's
iconic.
Jamie,
It is iconic.
Oh, he goes for the golf swing and then stops.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that so much.
Bro, what a start. Paolo Di Canio,
Canio in the
PDC. The man that actually got me sacked from a burger job at Barnet Football Club when he was the manager of Swindon. Not his fault. I asked for a selfie whilst I had a flaming hot bag of burgers in my hand. But anyway, he got me the sack. So that's all good, because I wasn't allowed to take selfies with the celebs, apparently. But he's in the stand and he's just watched James Ward-Prowse go 1-0 up. At home to City. How big is that, Jamie?
It's huge.
I thought you'd let a bit more energy out.
I'm gassed. I can't lie.
Conserving it.
I'm tentative.
Right,
Let's get to half time at 1-0. Then we're good. I think now that we've scored the first goal, we're going to be horrible to play against. And I don't think
I'm seeing yellow cards coming out here because people they're going to get stopped if they get in their flow. I think you guys just hit them and stop them.
Yeah. I think
Get to half time is the key.
get to half time
now?
at 1-0, 100%. As I said, we're not good at playing with the ball. We're good off the ball, and we've seen that when we've taken the lead in other games so far this season. We've done very well. Man City are very good at picking up fouls high up on the pitch.
Phil Foden's just picked up a free kick on the edge of the box there, and that's what you're going to see. That's the concern that I have.
It's also the ability they have on their bench as well, like the players that they can bring off. I know we were talking about depth, but they've got different level depth.
Yeah.
As I said, I think the game plan's working so far for David Moyes. We're doing very, very well, and we're asserting.
There you go, yellow card as well.
Mate,
I told you that's what's going to happen.
That's gone under the radar as well. I mean, I'm singing the West Ham tune right now, but Edson Alvarez, great signing for us.
Bro, what did I say on that Copper 90 podcast about that man?
Say that, yeah.
Before he'd even played a game.
Exactly.
Jamie.
Edson Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse were the Declan Rice replacements. Who's Declan Rice?
Well, who is Declan Rice? How happy have you been with his start to life at the Emirates? Because this man has sold him to you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a lot of money, but every league game that he's played, he's been in the contention for man of the match. He's been class, and he's been class but understated. He's not. When I say understated, if you are not watching the games and you're watching the highlights, you're watching matches, that you may not see a lot of the stuff that he does. Apart from the goal against Manchester United, obviously, which is worth 100 million in itself. But super happy he is for me. But yeah, very, very happy with him, 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, if Aguard's that good, we'll just come and get him next summer.
Oh, here we go.
We're above you in the league currently. We're above you in the league currently, by the way. No, I think a lot of West Ham fans would agree with you. I think Declan Rice is, other than his leadership and quality as a player, one of the most prominent things in his game is his consistency. He is always an 8 out of 10 at minimum.
Yeah, I think they're already looking at him as a potential future captain.
Oh, he needs to be a captain.
I think because Ødegaard's a very good captain in terms of like lead by example, but I think Ødegaard can be even better. There's a couple of levels that he can go up, and I think allowing a player like him to just focus on his football and not focus on being a leader of the team as well. He'll always be a leader from a performance perspective, but allowing him to just focus on football and give that captainship over at some point could be big.
I think Declan Rice is I think he's future England captain,
sure.
future Arsenal captain. He's,
for sure.
He's generational.
There has been a goal in the Premier League again. And unfortunately for me, it's gone to Manchester United. And it's... Are we hearing it's a Højlund goal? Are we hearing it's a Højlund goal? Rasmus Højlund.
He has risen.
No way.
Goal on his home debut for Manchester United.
That's big
after 40 minutes. 1-1.
He'll be the big difference maker.
Big. And you know what? Ten Hag needs that, because we're talking about his talent ID. We're talking about the players that he's brought in.
That's when they took a big gamble.
That's when they've taken a gamble on, and some of the players that are not representing themselves in the best way or the way that he'd want them to, you know, he's going to want to show that I can bring people in that can replace you, you know.
I saw on the international break he did the speech to the crowd, so he looks like a young player that's got a lot about him, and I think that's going to be one thing that's going to hold him instead, because any Manchester United, you're existing under a magnifying glass, and you need to have ability to deal with scrutiny at every turn. So it's good to see young players doing well in the Premier League, and he's on his debut. Like, fair play to him.
It's good. It's good for him.
Yes, he is the one that gets the equaliser for Manchester United after 40 minutes in what was a very, very awful start from the home team. We'll talk you through the goal when we get to see it. But there is a VAR check at Old Trafford, so it might not be the dream debut from Højlund.
Let's see if we can spot anything on the panel as we watch the replay, and see if
the goal actually came from a heavy wave of Brighton attack, where Lamptey's actually out on the left at the minute.
I think that's part of the problem that Ten Hag's going to have with the United faithful, is that a lot of his they play counter-attacking football, and United fans are a little bit sick of of all that. You know, they've been famous for having really attacking football, and so
it's been disallowed. I can bring you that now.
Yes.
Wow. It's still Brighton 1-0 up away at Old Trafford.
But yeah, he's going to welcome so much pressure on himself not going and playing aggressive, attacking, expansive football, especially when all the other teams in the Big Six are all playing very attacking, well, apart from Chelsea, but everyone else is playing very good attacking football. And they're probably the less attractive football of the Big Six. So if things don't go his way, he's going to welcome a lot of pressure on himself. But there you go.
Just watching this game now.
Almost being in at United, though.
It will be a counter-attack, won't it?
Brings that pressure anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I think with the situations that they've got going on, he low-key comes in, and with him being out with injury as well, it has taken out a little bit of pressure off him, where he comes in almost like a breath of fresh air.
No expectation, I
think they're saying the ball went out of play before the cross came in.
It might have been there.
Just see it there
might
as
been
well,
there,
It's
a great finish as well.
Celebrate. It's a tidy finish.
And Eriksen as well. I know obviously it was Rashford that would have got the assist. Eriksen's the one that plays the ball out the first time.
He doesn't want to do too much. You see that first goal, he's like, yo, it don't matter. It's 1-1, let's go back.
Down, yeah.
Yeah, good
and
mentality.
They still are 1-0 down.
Good mentality.
Eriksen's the one that plays the ball out there, and he's the one that got the assist as well for the goal against us. You know, and he's not. He struggles in the physical side of the game, obviously Eriksen, but he is good at that sort of playing out from the back. He suits counter-attacking football, I think, quite well. Just struggles with the defensive duties a little bit. But you know what? Who cares? It's 1-0 Brighton.
Yeah. The prediction's still on.
Yeah, Manchester United. Let's see if the ball goes out.
By the way. That's unlucky.
It does.
Just goes out, but yeah, it does.
Look at VAR working the correct way.
Nice when it works.
Yeah, it's nice when it works.
And well, yes, just though. Yeah, definitely.
Daylight.
Definitely, it's daylight. It's probably half an inch over, but it's over. So we'll take it. No goal disallowed. Ball out of play, says Raul. We are coming up to half time now of all the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Still 1-0 to West Ham against City. Will we be seeing a very different Jamie Boyce in around 45 minutes time?
And still 0-0 in Spurs.
Yeah, you will. I'll be unbearable. Anyone that's in my phone book, just know you're getting text. Like, just
any
know.
City fans in your phone book?
No, they don't have any fans.
I think they're going to come through the comments now. Trust me, they'll be there.
All the bots.
But it's a win. It's a win for football if you guys win. Like I said, everybody will be happy. You know, no one's going to be.
Let's go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because what's happening, Fuad?
I'm just having a look at the stats, and it seems like we should be 1-0 up, basically. We've had 11 shots, 7 on target, a few big chances as well, but I don't know. just hasn't seemed to come off. And this is
Bernie, you know.
No, is that for Bernie?
Yeah.
No way.
Oliver
Is Bernie
Bernie.
doing that? But
Come
Bernie
on.
doing Dino
kit
chops?
is-
No way.
That kit is horrendous.
What is
for
going
Sheffield
on?
United, by the way. But yeah, nothing too promising from a Tottenham side. From Tottenham
had a
point
couple of
view
big
so far.
chances, but should be ahead for sure. But haven't been able to get anything off at the moment. Considering we're at home as well, you would have thought this would be a little bit more comfortable. But I feel like it's one of those in the second half.
Oh my word!
Okay, keeper. He's
Oh
playing
my
with
word.
What's
fire.
going on?
Come on, you're not
Gives
going to
the
give that as a
free
foul.
kick. Yellow
surely.
card.
Oh, no, he's giving a yellow card. He's giving a yellow card to the keeper.
The goalkeeper for messing around. We're hearing as well. There's been
That
a
should
miss.
be a red card, no?
We're
Handball
hearing as
outside
well,
the box.
There's been a big miss at the London Stadium. And it's that man again, Haaland with the miss.
told you.
Let's have a look at this. Talk us through this one, Jamie.
Looks like nerves are getting the best of Erling Haaland again. The thought of coming up against Soucek is striking fear into his psyche. No, the ball's coming in from the corner now. Jeremy Doku's causing all sorts of trouble. Well cleared by West Ham. When the chance comes up.
Bit of a foul throw there from
Definitely.
Bernardo Silva.
I'm not going to. Don't make me rant about this. I'm sure Bellerin's the only person that gets called for foul throws in the Premier League. I swear. I see foul throws every
one game.
He did 2 back to back.
Yeah,
The ref
yeah.
gave it back to me, did it again. But I see so many players do it and they never get called for it. But it is what it is.
So the rules are, just to reiterate, 2 feet on the floor, the ball has to go behind your head and over your head. It sounds very simple, but actually there was one in the Liverpool game. Curtis Jones took a
Threw
throw
it straight on the
with
floor.
one leg in the air, which is a straight retake, but wasn't picked up.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But there's just no excuses there for foul throws in this day and age. Come on,
So
boys.
someone else is getting a yellow card now.
Jeremy Doku, it looks like it.
Guardiola.
I tell you what, this is an awful half for Man City. Oh, that's
Oh,
late.
yeah, it's very
That's
late.
Eyes on
late.
Very
Guardiola, by the
late.
way.
Man, that is late.
Very, very
You
late.
can have a tough second half.
If I'm Bowen,
Jared-
I'm
Yeah,
running
exactly.
him inside out, mate. Half time at Craven Cottage, 0-0 between Fulham and Luton. Not a bad result for the Hatters, but the home team will be hoping that they can put that right in the second half.
I called a draw there. I said 1-1, not 0-0, but I did call a draw there.
So it looks like City are breaking here, maybe.
Doku's had an interesting half. He's had moments where he's looked really good, but some stuff just a little bit lackadaisical sometimes. Like some of the crosses a bit flat. It's his first game, you know, but
Just great build-up play from City here.
Walker cuts it back into
Is that Alvarez?
Oh, now have a pop.
Alvarez, who gives it to Rodri, who's more often than not the man who sits at the base and controls ongoings. But it's half time and West Ham go in
That's it.
1-0 up. You will take that, Mr. Boyce.
Yeah, I'll take that 100%. Looks like a strong half from us so far. Like I say, we are the better team when we don't have the ball. So if it keeps going this way, we'll be the first team to beat City this year. The first time since 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
For us
Really?
to
For you.
beat City, yeah.
Massive,
At home.
massive result if it stays that way. We're also hearing there's a VAR check at Old Trafford due to a red card.
oh,
So we'll get back to you on that as soon as we have more
One of those
on it.
Game on the balance right before the half. Whoosh. I would
But
not
as we
want
know, the Hoyland goal was disallowed. We're deep into added time there at Old Trafford, but it is now half time there. Yeah, I'll let you know more when I hear
that is
about that
miles
red
off,
card.
surely, no?
That touch from Rashford's a joke.
yeah, it's great touch. Great first touch from Marcus Rashford there.
But it's now half time officially at Fulham, Manchester United, Tottenham, and West Ham. Any nerves for you in terms of playing the newly relegated team at home 0-0 at half time?
No.
And they can build on that? Maybe?
No, to be fair, I think in all the games we've seen, I think second half we've actually improved. And I think a lot of the time, I don't know, Ange maybe gets them going. But I remember the United game in particular, we were really poor at home. United having the better chances, but in the second half, we just livened up and woke up. And I think we've had the chances there. We've dominated possession. So it's just a matter of it actually clicking. So I'm not too worried.
Just on that VAR one, gents, there was a yellow card for Bruno Fernandes, which was looked at to potentially be a red card, but there was no red, and he stays with the yellow card. Maybe a show of petulance there from the captain of United, seeing his
There'll
team
be
1-0
more.
down.
The'll be more petulance if you're talking about Bruno Fernandes.
When you look up the word petulance in the dictionary, you just see him going like that against his own teammates, by the way. But yeah, half-time in all of the games right now. We have only seen 2 goals so far in the 3 o'clock kickoffs.
Let's hope it stays that way.
For our sake and your sake, that there's more. But Jamie obviously hoping there isn't. So Danny Welbeck is the scorer for Brighton away at Manchester United today. But you could argue that the winner of the Best of Enemy show this week was a certain man called Expressions. In the week before, he made a bet with a prediction with Robbie that he would have the better predictions when it came to the scores of the international break. There was a forfeit. You guys might have seen the clip, but if you have been living under a rock, here's the clip again.
You're dyeing your eyebrows. The Ibrahim's gonna dye his eyebrows, bro.
This stays in for 1 month. I have got a meeting after this. Oh my God. I did it.
Past enemies, yeah, are on this set, blood. I swear down, I'm never coming back, blood. What is this? I've never seen this in the set. Where's the chair? Can I take it off now, blood? Why you look at the cameras in my face for, blood? Oh my days! Oh, no, that was real. Is that real though? You better not be able to peel them off. Oh my days, blood. This blood is looking like a triple XL Duracell battery, fam. I can't believe it, blood. Oh my, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, no. We love that. Big up everyone, blood. Nah, we love that still. We love that. I thought you were setting me up, blood.
Unbelievable, really, isn't it? Getting the Don of the channel, the Don of the football scene.
Hey, listen, the
on
game's
YouTube,
the game.
getting gold eyebrows like that.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody is safe.
You said it best, game is the game.
Game is the game, people. Who knows what the forfeit will be next week. But thank God for Robbie that was temporary dye. Maybe the people don't want to know that, but he did rub it off straight after. But I was there when he rubbed it off. He had a hot flannel and he went like this and nothing came off. And I looked at him, he looked at me and went, shit. But then it came off with a tougher rub. It definitely did come off. Expressions wouldn't have done that, says RSPB. Well, listen, there's no hiding place. If Robbie has to do it, then Expressions will have to do it 1 week as well, for sure. AGT, Don Robbie looking like Roadman Super Saiyan, not like Goku, says Exodus. Yeah, I mean, listen, the forfeits.
Yeah,
that is a transplant, if I've ever seen one. There's nothing to work with, unfortunately.
Robbie with a transplant.
The Bakary Sanyas.
I see that.
That's mad.
Would you though? Because it's just 0 to 100.
Listen,
there's no.
I think that would be terrifying.
Where's the 50% though?
Didn't he used to have?
He used to have a box trim.
Like full circle moment.
He had a box trim, I think.
Oh,
it was more of a DWE trim than a BB King.
Robbie with dreads would look terrifying. I think that just sounds like nightmare.
Rolls the beard out.
Yeah, no.
Dreads.
Fades it in.
Just rocks up one day in the studio.
Dreads, great.
Fade, big beard. Like
hey,
basically.
I would love that.
That would just be. The worst one would be if he just denied it as well. No, I didn't get a transplant. No.
That's all natural.
I was just.
The Rob Holding.
Bold.
Let's name some players that chose to be optionally bold, because there's a few out there.
Ashley Young is
Correct.
the first and
That is
foremost.
the first one I was
that
thinking
was
of.
the craziest one when he just popped up at Inter Milan with the crispiest hairline, and it wasn't a hair transplant.
Yeah.
He just said, "No, I've been zero." Who
Why?
optionally zero?
Maybe
you know what?
Just like
It's so random. I was talking to one of my friends about this earlier, but my uncle, I hadn't seen him for years, and he'd always been bald my whole life, and then he had braids, and I was like, "What the hell is going?" He's like, "I was never bald. I just shaved my head." I was like, I just couldn't get my head around it. Honestly, it was so like proper full braids, but I can't think of any football players that.
There's others. Amrabat is one, says Jacko.
What, that have had transplants?
No transplant. They can have hair. They've just chosen to.
But they've chosen to just shave it off every week.
Amrabat, I would have never guessed. I would have thought he was a
Amrabat's
slaphead.
there, bro. He's there.
Yo, that's
He's there.
crazy.
He's there. Demba Ba. says Uzmanovic.
Yo.
Did Jibril Cisse ever go bald?
No, because he always had the mad colours.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
and
I
had
didn't know if there was
no
ever a
ego
point
and
where he
stuff.
just went, I'm going to get bald.
Yeah.
Just I can.
Danny Murphy says Cloud Strife.
That's another one, actually. But he had the
he
bold
was-
patch.
yeah,
He had the patch.
He's got the
so
Emirates.
He had the
He's got
windows.
he was just like, yeah, I'm trying to hide it.
He had the sunroof from early
Yeah.
on that one. Cannavaro.
That's
Actually,
a good
that's a
one.
shout because I
That's
was
a
standing
great
face to face
shout.
with that man at the game for Ukraine recently. First of all, what a beautiful specimen of
Yeah.
human being in
It's
his
a joke.
in his 40s, 50s. I think he's 50 now, tanned, looking like a Dolce & Gabbana model.
Yeah.
But you're right, his hair was super short, but it was legit. Henri says ASAP Charles.
Henri's another one. But he had that crazy hairline,
He had
so
the
I can
sunroof.
understand why he would go bald. if that
Lord
makes sense.
Benteke says Guarav. Fabinho.
I can't picture him
He's
taking
bald.
I think he's got his hair shaved low.
He's always had the wave,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Someone said Theo Walcott.
No.
No, he didn't. He
go
wasn't
bald.
skinhead. He had the shape up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beckham
we
had a
took-
skinhead. Beckham had a skinhead, and then he had
Yeah.
every other.
Yeah.
He's had a hair transplant recently.
Has he
Has anyone
really?
else noticed this?
Nah.
David Beckham went.
I
from-
thought that. I thought that around the World Cup.
He was wearing a hat for 6 months.
Around the World Cup time, I did think that.
Owen at Madrid. That's a decent shout, actually. Tiger
Yes,
Studios.
actually,
Maicon. Samueletu. The super son.
Yeah, Maicon. Yeah,
Sure about
Maicon had hair.
Sebastian. Oh, Skirtle. There's the one I was looking for.
Oh my!
Martin
Because when he left you,
Skirtle,
all of a
bro.
sudden he started growing a quiff
Yeah.
out, and also I was like, bruv, what's this side part? And I'm seeing
When he came to Liverpool, he couldn't get shorter hair. It was the skull, and he would take his razor to the skull, and then all of a sudden moves to Turkey. Coincidentally, it's Turkey, but he all of a sudden had hair. But that was his hair.
Do you think Seedorf can still grow hair?
Yeah, I think he could. If he want, I mean,
Edgar Davids has
he
still
had
got the
his
thick hair.
His is still going strong. I'm like, bro, he's never cut his dreads. But I don't know. I always feel like once you grow a thick head of dreads, you should always be able to rejuvenate. But
Yeah.
sometimes there are somewhere I've seen
got one.
it's the final cut.
I've got one, but it's the reverse. Henrik Larsson.
Yes.
yeah.
That's a great shout from me.
Actually, yeah, that's
Dreads.
one that never recovered. Yeah,
Dreads, locks, goes to Man United.
optionally bold.
But that's what Seedorf did. He had dreads and
and he went optionally skinhead.
Yeah,
Like,
That's a great shout.
yeah. Pepe's another one actually.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are smashing these.
Nice, brilliant.
Howard Webb from Man United says Eden Osman.
I like that.
Don Sobby says Duncan. Will Smith's wife. Says Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's gotta say that
You were
under
trying to
alias.
hook me there. You were trying to bait me, but
He's
I
got to
didn't
say it
fall for
under an alias, otherwise it all kicks off.
Thiago actually as well for a season. Drogba. Andy Flintoff. So not a bad
Drogba
shout.
was just bold though, wasn't he? It
Yeah.
was from years of relaxing abuse. He was looking like a 2004
Rob
French winger for about 12
That's
years. I was
crazy.
like, hey, that hair went out of style like 10 years ago,
Right,
bro.
with the 1940s Malcolm
It
X
looked
blood.
like, you know,
David
like
Silva.
NBA glue
Yeah.
almost, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, man.
Come on.
Lukaku's bald, but he can definitely grow a hair.
Yeah,
definitely.
You are
Lukaku's a
right.
very good shout.
You
Yeah.
are
That's a
right.
great shout.
You're making me. I'm thinking of Drogba
David
flicking his
Silva,
hair
but
and
he got a hair
moving in that blood.
transplant.
Did he?
David Silva got a big one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but David
successful
Silva
one.
lost his hair and then got a hair transplant.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
cheap. Stephen
That's
Ireland.
not the way.
Stephen Highland.
Stephen Ireland.
Was he not balding?
He got a hair transplant and then went skinhead bald.
Oh, it didn't go
it
the
didn't
way
work.
it didn't go the way he wanted. Remember, it's early. It was early transplant.
That's the thing.
It was
He was the
2023
first wave.
transplant.
He was
That's
the
a guinea pig, man.
Yeah,
He could have carried on suffering just like Rooney. Rooney's all grey and balding now, but he said, nah.
Does Sol Campbell have hair?
No. Slaphead forever.
He's been bald for a long time.
But we
He
don't
was
know
bald
if he
when
could
he was
grow hair
14.
though.
yeah.
He had some hair at Tottenham.
No.
Then Arsenal.
No.
Pascal Siakam
Even at
said
Spurs,
it.
he was bald.
Fair enough. Right, let's move on to some other topics that I've had written down for us. And this one you'll be interested in. Ange Postecoglou wins Manager of the Month in his first season. Do you know who was the only man to do that in his first season?
Nuno?
David Wagner at
Huddersfield.
Really?
Yeah.
17-18.
I remember
But
that
he
guy.
wins it. He was also named in FIFA top 5 best managers in the world. So that's led me to ask you, first of all, him winning that award, is it fair when you consider Pep hasn't lost a game, Klopp hasn't lost a game, Arteta, all more points than him? But he's in the top 5. So who are the top 5 managers in the world, boys? Let's go. First of all, answer the Ange, is it fair that he won it, and is he a top 5 manager?
think
I'm guessing this is based on Celtic, right? Because it can't be. He's not in the top 5 FIFA best managers because of 2 draws and a win. Let's have that right.
Celtic, of course. Yeah, I'll let the neutrals go first.
Is it because of the expectation of Tottenham as a football club? Do you mean that's not?
No, I agree.
No, but I'm not even saying
coming into the season.
Because you said the last person was Wagner. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't go on to win anything, did he? But for Huddersfield to do what they did in that month, that was not comparing Spurs to Huddersfield.
And I don't think a monthly manager award has ever been based on just the results.
Should it be though?
Not really. Because it could just be an easy fix.
No, there's a lot of things that go into management, and lots of managers that do a very good job but might not win a trophy, then will not have much to show for that. So if they can do a lot of stuff around the management of an overall football club, it's one of the toughest jobs in football, really.
But you say that, but then you never see those managers that don't win something win manager of the season.
Of course, 100%.
So,
but then I think they're different awards. They are slightly different awards because because the manager of the season is not the person who's won the most manager of the months.
Yeah, because that's essentially what your angle would allude to.
Yeah,
if you've won the most manager of the month at the end of the season, you should win manager of the season.
It makes sense for that to be.
Yeah,
I think they're different things.
No,
but what if you've just got kind fixture lists?
So you're telling me if you've won 7 out of 8 months, you shouldn't win manager of the season?
No, I'm not saying.
I think Arteta won a few manager of the months last month.
I'm saying if the judging criteria now is for not just performances, which is what we're all alluding to, then at the end of the year we shouldn't be doing automatically giving manager of the month to Pep Guardiola because he's won everything.
Yeah, but maybe they need 2 different manager of the season. No, I thought Pep won it last year.
The year before, sorry, when he never won the title.
Yeah.
It was the year where he finished second and he won it. So
but didn't they win something else?
Nearly quadruple year though.
Yeah, they won other stuff. So Arteta won a few manager of the months last season, but then Pep won manager of the year. But you'd have to say he was the best manager of the year. Being the best manager of the overall year is not necessarily the same as being best manager over individual months.
And I think in this case as well, as you said, I think the expectation does play a part to it. You look at Spurs, I don't think anybody was expecting us to play this well, but then look as cohesive as we have as well. And then it's like,
and they've lost their main talisman.
Harry Kane 2 days before the season started. I think it's been a brilliant start, to be fair. And I hear it with Pep and some of the other managers maybe being kind of nominated, but listen, the other manager is just a manager of the month.
The other managers.
I remember Nuno getting one, and then the very next month lost all 4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
All around London type of thing.
David Moyes is nominated as well. Do you know what I mean? So I get it. I don't think Ange is top 5 yet, but I think that time will tell. He's certainly impressing wherever he goes. He speaks really well in the media as well, which is, I think, another angle to it as well.
He's won round the journos.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
And mind you, this is a fan voted as well, this award.
Yeah.
So it's actually like
Tottenham fans hijack the link.
And, and on that as well, I think it's annoying a lot of fans that he's so likeable. So like as a West Ham fan, I don't dislike.
I've seen Arsenal fans say, I hate how this guy.
I have not heard one person say a bad thing. Yesterday I saw a tweet where an Arsenal fan went, "Why do I like Ange all of a sudden?" No one has a bad thing to say about him because let's be honest, he's still very new to us as well.
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's playing kind of the right way. He's building a good team and kind of got the right ideas. So I don't think there's anything really taking. I think when we play Arsenal and play these teams and certain results happen, that's when you'll start seeing a bit more of a prickly character. Once we have a few defeats. And the media
dodgy VAR decision.
Ange, you got the tactics wrong there. What happened?
But he's quite charming. Like he's already done stuff like that with the I'm just copying Pep, mate. But he said it in like a funny way. I think me and you done a video when Ten Hag done his first press conference at United, and we were like, he's going to struggle with the media. He was immediately prickly and immediately quite sensitive, and we were like,
very bad suit. It
was a bit. It was an awful suit. And if we thought if things go bad, if he can create like a siege mentality, then it's great. But if things do go bad, it can be big problems for Ten Hag, but there you go.
There's been a goal at the London Stadium, and it's a first goal for
Jeremy Doku. It's going to be a long half, boys. Just ignore everything I said 15 minutes ago.
Only just started as well.
Looking at the tracking, you just know that Pep's just absolutely hammered him in that dressing room because the tracking back for the Ward-Prowse goal, a few mistakes, some of the flat crosses going in, you just thought Pep's really he's either going to hook him or he's just going to absolutely scream in his face. Yeah, 100%.
No, it's a very, very, very early response. It's the perfect way to start the second half, the worst way to start the second half for West Ham. But you know what they say? Teams are at the most vulnerable when they've just scored. So Am I clutching? Probably. But West Ham's still in the game. Still loads and loads and loads and loads of time to go. Talk us through the goal. It's him up against Kufal.
Just like I said.
And it's a great finish.
To
be fair, Jay.
It's a great goal.
Yeah.
Looks like he's used Sufal as a shield to guide it round him, blind the keeper. Good finish. What a debut from him. It's going to be a long half for West Ham now, but as I said, it's honours even now, guys. You know what I mean? Game's not over. Game's not over.
It's only just started again. My second question then is he a top 5 manager in the world, according to FIFA?
No. Let's not be silly. I remember I lost my rag, was it 2 or 3 years ago, when they put Bielsa in there off the back of getting Leeds up in the Premier League. I was like, that FIFA Best Manager award, honestly, I take it with a huge grain of salt. Definitely not a top 5 manager in the world, in my opinion.
Those things are done on purpose to create controversy.
Yeah.
Every list I see of like anything that's football or anything that's like, I've seen lists of like top 100 footballers in the last century, and they'll have like Messi number 3 and Ronaldo and then Pele number 1 and stuff. It's just like you're just trolling.
So who are the top 5 managers in the world? I'll start us off. Pep, Klopp,
Ancelotti.
Mourinho.
I think he's 5.
There?
I think he might be 6. Who did you say?
Ancelotti? Is he certified there?
He's certified
I
bro.
think so.
He is, in my opinion, the closest thing the game has to Sir Alex Ferguson right now.
I agree with that, yeah. I'd agree.
I'd put Mourinho
I'd agree. Because of age.
League title record is not very great. I mean, Champions League record, he is incredible, but...
Maybe I guess Mourinho's in that same
in about
mode.
8 or 7 seasons at AC Milan, he won 1 title. Do you remember that AC Milan team? You could probably reel it off like it was one of the great...
that AC Milan team?
Then you talk about the Madrid teams he's had. They're the ones that have been dominating the
Won the
Champions
league last year?
No,
Barca?
Barca won the title
Sorry,
last
the year
year.
before it was when he won double Champions League.
And was that
Premier
not
League.
Zidane? Because he was at
La Liga.
Everton.
No, he definitely won.
That was him.
You know when they
Oh
beat
yeah,
us in
sorry,
the
yes,
Champions League final, they
yeah.
definitely won the
You're
league
right,
that
you're right.
year.
But look, for me, I just think.
Oh, he's got to be in the top
title
5, bro.
I'm just asking. Let's.
No, it's a good. It's a good examination.
No.
Simeone.
Hold on.
Immediately no.
What do you mean no?
Immediately no.
With that Atletico Madrid team, what he's done in the past decade,
I think
what other manager could do that?
he's outside the top 5 for me, but I'm
He's
here
high
for
on the list,
Simeone.
Do you know why he's saying this? Because he is an El Cholo type of player.
Oh yes.
So let's take his opinion on this with a pinch of salt
That's
as
something
well,
I was going to say as well. Simeone is not as versatile as Ancelotti is.
100%.
Here's the thing.
As a manager.
You say that, but you look at the different system he's played throughout the past 10 years. The 4-4-2, the 3-5-2 he's been doing, the 4-2-3-1 he switched at times. Like, he's changed his system over the years. This season, he could potentially win the title again. And it could be, his 3rd title against this Barca Real Madrid duopoly that everyone's always said. The amount of top players that he's constantly lost year
What's
after year.
What's the score with them
he's
in
had to
Valencia
replace
now?
them.
Since we're
For me, I think
2-0.
the youngsters.
It's 2-0 to Valencia right now.
By the way.
Oh, is it?
Against Atletico.
Listen,
So,
Diego Simeone, I'm having him in my top 5. I'm sorry. I'm having him at 5th.
Okay, what about Rudy Garcia?
Hell
Napoli,
no.
Serie A, winner.
No, that was Spalletti.
Yeah, Spalletti.
Yeah.
Spalletti.
Nah.
Not for me.
But for the year. I'm not saying of all time. For the year, he has to be.
You mean in the last 12 months?
FIFA best managers. This is what I'm talking about. Last 12 months.
I thought we meant of everybody, of all the managers working.
5 managers in the world.
Yeah, I thought you meant like for body of work.
If you're talking for this year alone, then
in the last 12 months, then Klopp might not be in there.
In there, man, throw Klopp in.
We haven't lost since April though.
Yeah, I don't think we can put Klopp in there.
That was only 5 months ago.
I would, okay.
3 months between that.
In that case, then I think De Zerbi has to be in the shout.
De Zerbi's a better shout then.
Yeah,
So
De
let's
Zerbi has to be in
go
for a shout.
Pep.
Arteta. Last 12
He has to have a
months.
shout. He has to have a shout.
Arteta.
De Zerbi.
Spalletti.
Spalletti.
Xavi?
Thomas Tuchel won the Bundesliga.
No, we're not having that.
No,
but we're not having that. They
He
win.
weren't with him the whole season, though, was he?
They win the Bundesliga every year.
Treble with Celtic.
Well, he's in the top 5.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense as to why he's in there. Then
David Moyes.
Ooh,
relegation though.
European champion.
Also won a trophy.
Yeah, but
I think they balance out a little bit. They balance out.
Look at you claiming Ange, by the way. You're claiming Ange now.
That's my boy.
Imagine in 6 months. Let us know what you think of that one in the chat. Loads to update you on. There's been another goal in the Premier League. Odsonne Edouard, 47 minutes. Crystal Palace 1-0 up away at Aston Villa. Farouk with a super chat. Love DR Sports. Fuad, is STTV back tomorrow on DR?
Brother,
So Edward has just scored.
Yeah, there you go.
Trust me. Turn on your socials. We will be making an announcement by the end of today. Trust me.
There you go. Love to hear it. Blackburn 2, Middlesbrough 0. Really poor start to the season for Middlesbrough, and Sammy Smodics has scored for almost a very different phrase there. Oh, it's off the post. What a free kick that was. Jeez, West Ham hanging on here. But Celtic are also 1-0 up. David Turnbull has scored. Neil Mellor. Comment or reporting there for Sky. Other broadcasters are available. More importantly, DR Sports is what you should be watching for your Saturday updates, of course. But talk to us about that. Another nervy moment for the Hammers.
As I said, it's going to be a long half for us. I think it's going to be panic stations come the 60th minute if they haven't scored, and I think they'll start bringing on some of the quality they've got on their bench. I just hope David Moyes doesn't shut up shop too early.
I think he might have potentially.
Yeah.
I think, as you said, after that first goal went in, it's kind of back to the wall job there.
Such a good free kick.
I didn't know he had free kicks in the locker. Such
a good free kick there. Wow. Nearly off it's off the inside of the post as well, which is scary because I can easily bend in. But yeah, it wasn't to be on that occasion. But yeah, this is what Jamie said. This is where West Ham are at their best, off the ball defending, and this is where City are at their best, on the ball, camped out on the edge of your box. So let's see who wins that battle.
West Ham are gonna,
and who's gonna rotate and make subs first. So I think both sides are unchanged.
What a save! What an effort from Haaland!
What an effort! And what's it? Yeah.
In the air, it wasn't a bicycle kick. It wasn't a scissor kick. It was more of a
both. It's like an Mbappe. You see Mbappe?
It's a flying kick. Yeah. Combination. What kick was that? Bicycle or scissor? Combination. Anyway, chance again for City. They're still pressing here as Silva loses out and the ball trickles out of play.
We take those.
You did say you might be relying on Haaland having an off day. Not that shot particularly, but a couple of chances that he's missed. You're getting that.
I think ball though, man.
It's a great ball, isn't it?
It's a great ball.
It's great movement from Haaland as well. Just as soon as that back four line is not quite in line and Zuma steps out, he can just creep round the back of Zuma. It's such good movement.
That pass as well. What
scary.
Can Rodri not do, bro?
Yeah.
The ability.
He does it all.
He's one of the most complete. Is he top 3 most complete players in the world?
Ooh, in the world.
I think
I'd say he's the best CDM in the world. I wouldn't say he's
I think it's one of the most complete for general football, for all defensive attributes and offensive attributes.
Do you know what I love about him? How he's the only player in that team that tucks his shirt into his shorts.
I get laughed at for that on a Monday night.
I love doing that. I don't necessarily do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You wear shin pads as well?
Nah, just high socks. It's high socks, like not even folded over all the way up to the thigh. High socks tucked in shirt.
Business.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, it's got even worse for Manchester United at Old Trafford, and it's getting gross at this stage. Speaking of gross, Pascal has just scored to make it 2-0 to Brighton at Old Trafford. Boys, damn, what is going on?
What's going on is exactly what Nick J. Francis predicted. I told you, this United team's not serious.
We said it here first.
We did.
They're so lucky that this game isn't being played on at 5:30, because if it was, imagine Gary Neville losing his head to this.
And it's gonna damage the credibility of, Ten Hag. Some of the issues that the club is having, I just do not want to touch on. But with the Jadon Sancho thing specifically, he's going to be sitting at home, laughing, training on his own, going, "Listen, mate, if I'm on the pitch, there you go." So the manager's tried to take a hard stance and leave him out, but it's a big gamble, because if it doesn't work for you,
I get you, but I mean,
oh my God, what the hell? Yeah. This is a great position. How the hell do you do that?
He's not a prolific goal scorer. He scores a lot of goals, but he's not a prolific striker in terms of like a one-on-one striker, Marcus Rashford. But there you go. But yeah, go on. Sorry, Jamie, you were saying about the Sancho thing.
I said, Sancho's, he hasn't been high flying for his 3 years at the club so far. So I don't even know if Sancho's the answer.
We
want to see Sancho doing well.
I don't think Sancho is the answer, and I think he's a bit naff, to be honest with you. But I'm saying the manager trying to take the hard stance of leaving out a high-profile, expensive player like that, and then to go and be 2-0 down at home is not great for the credibility of the manager and his decision-making processes. Well, there you go.
But they are
good to see Tariq Lamptey playing well after a serious injury as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Wasn't he also a little bit ostracised from the 11 by De Zerbi as well? A little bit.
I believe so, but I think
how De Zerbi can be sometimes.
Yeah, he was injured for a very long time, though. I believe that as well. So it's just,
That's a substitution, isn't it? Because Lamptey didn't.
No, he started.
He started, did he?
Got
Okay.
yellow really early as
He's
well.
got you.
But Rochdale now 3-1 up at home to Barnet. Bad day for the Bees there.
Brighton just looks so comfortable on the ball. It's so nice watching Brighton play.
But to be fair, Rashford and Rashford's not really pressing. Bruno's doing a lot of the pressing. And
Look at Bruno there, petulance, doesn't head down, doesn't want to run back.
I agree, and I don't like Bruno, but that is frustrating because he seemed like he was the only one pressing.
Running.
He was the only one pressing there.
Adingra, stop it.
No, this kid is cold.
Oh, look. We're just talking you through this Brighton
The
double up.
before the goal, yeah.
Oh, they're playing it
It's-
nicely. They're
it's-
knocking
Is
it
Bruno
about.
pressing again? And is Bruno pressing again? And then he's getting frustrated because he's the only one pressing.
Here we go. Mitoma up against McTominay. Intema to Pascal.
Oh my God! Martinez is in the bin. That's twice. That's
got
twice.
sent.
Martinez is
How many
in
passes
the
got
bin.
sent for an Argentinian empanada?
36, I think.
In the bin twice.
Felt like that Argentina goal.
Honestly, sometimes when I watch this Brighton side, I feel like I'm in a time capsule. I'm watching like 08 Barcelona when they're just keeping the ball, playing teams around.
Lallana
They're
loving
not
it
that
as a
team. Do you know
former
what I mean? But
Liverpool
they play such good football. It's a joke.
Martinez has been sent twice. I'm just not happy. It's a really poor performance. He's been sent to the shops twice. And dummies, they're just falling for every dummy and every body feint that Brighton throw at them, and they're falling for it. It's a great finish as well. It's a very, very tidy finish in the bottom corner.
This touch from Matoma.
Outstanding from
Lovely.
the butcher.
And then
Let's
the
have a
pass
look.
as well, man.
This is the difference. This is the difference between Matoma and
That pass
and
there is
Rashford.
lovely.
Sent him.
I just want to laugh at that. That's
It's
there's that famous one. Was it Salah and Fernandes where he got spun the whole way and he's going into a portal?
That was Martinez as well.
That's number 2.
He was
I know.
physically
That's what I'm
looking
saying.
the other way.
Someone make that. Someone make that.
Isn't Pascal Gross left-footed as well? Is he left-footed? I feel
No, he's right-footed.
He's right-footed, is he?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say,
Drills
if
it
that's on his
past
weaker
Onana.
foot.
And I tell you what, the start now for Onana is looking worse and worse.
I tell you what, though, to be
as the
fair,
weeks go on.
I reckon De Gea might save that.
That's what you want to see in your manager as well. I love the passion.
I reckon De Gea saves that.
Well, speaking of an absolute howler there from Lisandro Martinez, it's got me thinking this week Messi called Romero the best centre-back in the world. Maybe there's a bit of Argentinian bias there.
Maybe Martinez as well.
But here's the question. Would you have Lisandro or Romero right now after seeing what we just saw there?
Listen, for me, I've loved those two. Those who are, if you're talking my favourite centre-backs in the Premier League, I'd probably pick those two. But I'm picking Romero every time. I think from a size aspect more, if anything. I think Lisandro's probably got better on the ball ability.
Fundamentals.
I think his passing is arguably the best in centre-back passing range, in my opinion. But I just think Romero's defensively, if you've got a good defence next to him like he has this season, you really see the best version of Romero. And I think he's potentially could be such a world-class defender.
I totally agree. I would pick Romero, but with the caveat that he would need to somehow try and keep control of his mentality, because at times he can be a bit rash.
They both do.
I've always said that
both got that
I
issue.
prefer that type of player where I have to calm them down rather
Then
than
gas
the one
them
I
up,
have to pump up, or like a Kai Havertz situation that you guys have. But Romero, for me, I think, as you said, if he's got a yin to his yang, if you like, which is what he has with Van der Ven, I think someone calm, someone who's willing to do the running this way, because he's such a front foot defender. I'd personally have Romero, but I'm a huge fan of Lisandro. I think because of his height, he'll always have like his doubters. I think whenever he has moments like this, because similar like Romero, he's very much a front foot defender, he'll get caught out in moments like this. And even similar was Romero last year, I remember against Arsenal, Burnley. There were games he got cooked. When you put yourself in the firing line, it's going to happen. But I think both of them supreme centre-backs, in my opinion.
Brighton, our prime Barca says DNYG in the chat. We also saw as well James Maddison won Player of the Month. Do we agree with that one as well? A double sweep for Tottenham.
Yeah, I would go. It should have been Maddison or Basuma. I don't think anybody outside of that, in my opinion.
James Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse. I'd have to have him up
You know
there.
what? My bad. Yeah, honourable mention, but it should have been one of those still.
Basuma. Can I just say, we found that out on the 14th of September. Surely that should be like earlier in the month for a Player of August month.
Yeah, should have done it just before the international break.
Yeah.
Actually. But it's like bloody all these end of year awards that are being announced now as well. Yeah.
Shit like that. Yeah.
So
The butcher got butchered, says Aditya. Martinez, best centre back in the world. What a clown, says Safe, who is an Atletico Madrid fan. Well, it's not looking good for you, my friend. It's half time. Valencia 2.
Face front.
Atletico de Madrid 0. Unbelievable scoreline there from the Mestalla. Still, Crystal Palace lead, don't they? Away at Aston Villa. Edouard with the goal. We all had Villa down to win that game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I said that Palace could score, though. Because I think other people on the panel questioned where Palace would get a goal from. But I just felt that they would score. There was no logic in it. I couldn't break it down. I just thought they had enough to get a goal, but I still think they'll lose. Villa's squad's too good.
Yeah, still 0-0 at Craven Cottage. Fulham, Luton, not much happening there whatsoever when it comes to involvements. But obviously Fulham still hoping they could win. But as time goes on, Luton's confidence will also grow as well.
Yeah.
Half an hour to go, as we know now, at the London Stadium. It's James Ward-Prowse header and a really nice Jeremy Doku finish that leaves that game 1-1.
Battle of the European champions at the London Stadium.
I love that. Say it again.
That was too seductive. I'm not going to say it. I'll pass it over to you. You can say
a bit slower and a bit of a deeper voice.
It's Starboy. Starboy's coming.
Kudus,
we'll take him.
Yeah. Jamie, thoughts?
Scored an incredible goal for Ghana. Scored a free kick, which was top level.
By the way, did you see that West Ham fan that went out?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like fair play to him, and he actually
Met
up with him.
gave
him a signed shout. I was like,
I rate that highly from both
proper.
Both
parties.
From both parties.
Yeah.
Generally, one of my favourite accounts on the internet is Ghanaian Hammers. There's like a fan group of like Ghana fans that are from, that they love West Ham even before Kudus
arrived,
and now they're coming. They're just like they're flowers. They're getting their flowers.
That's like I remember there was a Nigerian group that was Villa as well, a huge one. And I remember there was like this viral video that was like, we don't know Arsenal. We don't know Arsenal. And after they beat them, I was like, my God.
I've got a really niche one. The island my mum's from, Grenada, 120,000 population in the Caribbean, and Shrewsbury Town. So got 2 Grenada internationals. And there's Grenada flags all over Shrewsbury.
No way.
I swear, it's super random.
Do you know what? When I went to Jamaica recently, it was a toss-up between Arsenal and Liverpool shirts.
Yeah.
But there has now been a goal finally at Craven Cottage. But who's it gone to, Fuad?
It has gone to Fulham. It's 1-0. The goal scorer being Spurs boy. Yeah. Carlos Vinicius.
I'll never forgive him for doing the Mbappe celebration at Marina Way.
Yes, you must celebrate every goal like it means something.
With people were watching
painful.
from their bedroom windows and stuff.
You're disrespecting
Wasn't there a
the
clock
opposition.
cut out in that game as well?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yes, Carlos
team as well, 2-0 up.
65 minutes in, Fulham 1-0 up. Celtic are also 2-0 up at home.
That's a great pass here from
Dundee.
I mean, it's just such good attack versus defence. Every time Man City put a cutting pass through, West Ham's get bodies around the player nice and quickly, and they just can't quite get the shot off. And they haven't done it quick enough this time.
Oh, Areola.
That's what happens.
Some really, really flexible saves.
They have to surround the player quickly. When they did it, City can't get the shot off. But if they do move a little bit slow, no one gets out to him. And the scary thing is, this is Vardiol on his right foot on the edge of the box. Every single one of their outfield players,
saves of any keeper today.
Every single one of their outfield players, City, can have a shot.
Yeah.
Every single one. Probably the keeper too.
Yeah. Edison, I wouldn't like to see what his 30-yard ping is like from range. Pascal Gross has now scored 4 goals against Manchester United, which means he is now only behind Steven Gerrard and Mohamed Salah in the list of players who have netted more against Man United.
Really?
What a stat for him.
In years gone by, they would have just tried to buy him, wouldn't they? That's what they used to do back in the day.
Salah has just scored a ridiculous amount against him. He owns that club. Hat-trick at Old Trafford. One of only 2 players to ever do that in the Premier League. Do you know the other player to score a hat-trick for the away team at Old Trafford in the Prem?
I do.
This is a great pub quiz question, this. Fantastic.
It's going to be someone very unsuspecting, isn't it?
Is it not Berbatov? No, it's not Berbatov.
No, it's someone very unsuspecting.
I'll come back
I feel
to
like
that.
It's going to be like
Keep
a Hugo
thinking,
Rodallega or something.
In the meantime, Diallo Super Chat, which I'll definitely read out. Love the jokes, AGT. Top tier host. Pay rise, please. If I speak, I am in trouble. But big up to you. I agree with that comment. Thank you. Kane is going to feast against Arsenal, says someone in the chat. Just lost that there. Even when we praise him in the super chats, my man AGT doesn't rush to read out loud. Top man. Shout out to you, Diolo. We'll come back to that one because the chat have got it. No looking in the chat. I
wasn't looking. I was looking at the scorelines.
I thought.
Right, sure.
Can we give us a clue? Anything? A team? What year was it?
I'll give you the year then.
Okay.
It was in the season, I think, 04-05.
Andy Johnson.
Good
Kevin Phillips.
guess, but incorrect again.
Fernando Torres.
Incorrect.
No, because it's not. He said it's not someone. He said it's not someone obvious.
Let me give you another clue, but I feel like
it's going to give it away too much.
It's going to be like a Darren
he doesn't
Bent.
play now anymore. I mean, it was 20 years ago. But I think he could still maybe be playing non-league, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But what I will clue you with, is this going to give it away though? Do you want something that could give it away?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Because time is ticking. At one point, he was dubbed the next David Beckham.
David Bentley.
Correct.
Boom.
Correct.
He's got a hattie at Old Trafford.
For Blackburn.
That's
They lost 5-3,
crazy.
but he's got a
That's-
hat-trick. Shout out
That's a
to
stat, that is.
who got it in the chat. Let me shout them out. Connor Buddington. Great shout
What a
from
name.
you. David
Shout out to
Bentley.
Bentley.
Big shout out for
What a legend.
Buddington. Welbeck now has 5 goals against Manchester United as well. 3 for Arsenal and 2 for Brighton. Former players haunting their clubs. Let's go.
Oh my God! Can we leave us out? Because that's everyone that leaves.
Adebayor.
It's everybody. It's Adebayor. It's Clichy. It's Nasri. It's
Van Persie.
Van Persie. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Do you know who used to do it to us? Benteke.
Yeah.
Always would
Never
score.
used to score for you though, did he?
No, funnily enough. But when he went to Palace, he'd see 2 winners in a row against us. Kudos.
West Ham have just got to get that ball clear.
Celtic now 3-0 up.
It's not the David Moyes way, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boot it.
we don't do that.
Just got to get that ball clear.
Celtic 3-0 up against Dundee. Matt O'Reilly with the goal. R9 scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford. Yes, but it wasn't in the Premier League, my friend. It was in the Champions League. And he actually got a standing ovation from United fans in that game as well. Ange Ball is dead, says Kossi.
Seems
United are a
premature.
mess.
Who's Kossi support?
Kossi, who do you support?
It's got to be an Arsenal fan.
Let us know.
It's got to be one of ours. I recognise us on social media.
Yeah, that's one of our guys. Right, time's ticking, guys. We're around about 20 minutes away from full time in the 3 o'clock Premier League kick-offs. Another topic of discussion that came up in the week was Everton have new owners. Partners 777. Talking about that club, it should be 666, but no, it's
That'd be United, wouldn't it?
777. Yeah, it would be the actual Devils, a demonic club. But anyway, Everton's new owners have a finger in a few pies. Let's say that they've got some involvement in other clubs as well, which again, FIFA are very quick to shut down any conflict of interest kind of things that could pop up. Do we think this is good or bad for Everton? Because I've obviously, living around Everton fans in Liverpool, I've heard cab drivers say it's good news because at least Mashiri's gone. But then this is almost a bit of an unknown as well. So how do they? Well, is this a new era for Everton?
It was so.
I'm gonna ask you that.
It got so bad for them. They just want some type of change, and that's obviously it's too early to say whether it's good or bad. But anything that is the change from the old regime, which didn't really seem to have much of a plan or strategy. There was nothing. There was no long-term vision at all. Everything was what's the next 6 months. I think we're all surprised seeing Ancelotti and James Rodriguez rocking up at Goodison, and then they would go with a different strategy. And so as long as there's some sort of long-term strategy, I think some Everton fans, not many, and it'll be unpopular to say, but I think some Everton fans might not be happy with going down, but they might take that if there's a long-term vision in place to come back and build the club.
I don't think with the stadium situation they can afford it.
That's true.
I've always maintained that for the past maybe 5 or 6 years. I feel like West Ham have been not West Ham. Sorry.
I was ready.
Everton, I feel like I've been one of the worst run clubs.
Yeah, man.
In terms of
Facts.
managerial, in
Facts.
terms of recruitment, in terms of just as you said, structure and kind of having a plan or executing on any of them. I just feel like it's been so badly
The money
run
wasted.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez at Everton, make it make sense.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst footballing decisions I've seen in my life.
And he still went and managed them.
Weird,
but
weird.
on 777, they have acquired many football teams in the past. They based it out in Miami, but they bought Genoa, they bought Standard Liège, they bought Red Star FC in France, they bought CR Vasco da Gama in Brazil, they bought Hertha Berlin, and now Everton. And they also have minority shareholdings in Sevilla, who are in massive financial arrears right now, and Melbourne Victory in Australia. They also own the London Lions basketball team and have a low-cost Carriers Flair Airlines in Canada and Bonza in Australia.
We've seen a few of these conglomerates, if you like, because is it John Textor, I think his name is. He owns a few clubs as well, doesn't he? Like Leon, I think, Crystal Palace, I think he might be involved in as well. And some of these...
Yeah, Leon.
Yeah, some of these guys, they tend to own a few clubs, and it's almost like... I think
Unfortunate.
City were the first ones to almost show people that you could do it, the City group, if you like.
Yeah, he co-owns
Where-
Crystal Palace as well, John Textor. Great shout.
So what they do is they essentially move players between the clubs without... It's player laundering,
It is.
if you like.
It's washing your money.
Yeah, it's washing the players.
It's all started with Morata.
Yeah, literally. Fraud. But yeah, you're right. The City Group, they call it, don't they? They're New York FC. There's a couple of teams in Italy as well. Oh my word!
Wow.
It's just
Oh,
it's not my word. It's obvious. It's a given. It was
Guess
always
what's
going to
happened,
happen.
guys? Manchester United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club 3.
Wow.
It is now 3-0,
Wow.
and it looks like João Pedro
yes.
That's
has
a big goal.
sealed the win, and to make Brighton double winners at Old Trafford in
So
2 trips.
it was
Surely,
always gonna happen.
There's no way United come back from this and win the game.
Colour me unshot.
my
what
word.
a beautiful
United
weekend this is going to be.
Flex in the mud. KG in the mud. Saeed in the mud. This is just ridiculous now, isn't it?
They've got Hannibal.
Ridiculous.
They've got Hannibal on. I mean, I need to look at these substitutions. Can you get those substitutions up and see who's gone off? He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but is he the person to dig you out of trouble against Brighton when you're under the cosh? I'm not
João
sure.
Pedro.
This has to be one of the worst performances by a Premier League team this season.
Yeah.
3-0 at home.
João Pedro with the goal, who only came on.
No Big
5
Six team
minutes
should
ago
be
for
losing
Welbeck.
3-0 at home unless you're Arsenal and you're playing Man City. But it really shouldn't. It really just shouldn't happen.
ETH out, says Gavin Russell. This is Manchester United we're talking about, says Sean in the chat.
How long do United fans in the chat? How long do you give this manager? I'm not
Culture
saying
Cam's in the mud as well.
Oh
by
yeah,
the way. Let me
Culture
just
Cam.
say that.
Literally.
I'm not saying the manager should be sacked, but how long do those fans give him to turn it around? And I guess the defence they'll give him is that a lot of the things that are happening at the club are things that are out of his control.
Yeah.
But even so,
I said this season he's in a rock and a hard place.
Oh, and there has been a goal for United. Speaking of goals at Old
3-1.
Trafford, it's one back for United, but is it too little, too late after João
Still
Pedro?
got 20
Another
odd
assist
minutes.
for Tariq Lamptey, by the way, today. He's got 2 in the game for João Pedro. And oh my word, there's
Hannibal
been a goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it's gone to Sheffield United.
You're waffling.
Am I waffling? You tell me, man.
VAR. Hey, VAR. Come on, VAR. Where are we? What's going
just
on
to
here?
update
And
you
it's
on
your
that
boy as
one.
well, Gustavo Hamer.
My stocks,
Wow.
Your stocks are
my
rising.
guy, my Gus. Big up all the Dons called Gus. In
so
this
it's
club.
Casemiro.
Oh my God! And we have another one in the City game. And who is it?
Oh, the goals are flying in.
I told you.
The goals
Once they
are
come,
flying
they
in.
all
Let me
come.
just update you. Gustavo Hamer, 73 minutes, goal. Sheffield United 1-0 up away at Tottenham. And then Bernardo Silva away at West Ham has scored after such a good start for the Hammers. It's now 2-1 to City. 15 minutes to go. Let's talk you through the third goal. Oh, what a finish from João
That
Pedro.
João Pedro goal was outrageous.
What a finish from João
Absolutely outrageous.
Pedro. Love to see it. Great
But
goal
I
for
gotta
him.
say,
3-0 down. United fans taking pictures.
Yeah, Man United fans taking pictures.
Half and half scarf as well. Sums it up.
It's,
Club full of tourists.
Casemiro that's come off for Hannibal to come on,
And Hannibal has scored.
Højlund off for Martial, and it was Hannibal that scored, was it?
It was Hannibal that
There
scored.
you go.
Yes.
Not gonna leave
All
them
going
very
off
much.
right now.
It's not going to leave them with very much defensive protection.
All going off right now. United fans heading for the turnstiles.
Being waved off by Brighton, by the way. Brighton
Yes.
fans waving you off.
Yes, but they have got that one goal via Hannibal to make it 3-1, which isn't as bad, but still a lot of work to do in the last kind of 15 minutes. It's all gone quiet to my left now.
Bruh.
Fuad not happy with what he's seeing at all, and it's Gustavo Hamer with the goal to send the Blades fans who've travelled down to London in absolute delirium. Still though, Aston Villa, we saw them go 1 goal up. That goal was disallowed, but they're still 1-0 down. Maybe that's gone a little bit under the radar today, boys, how Aston Villa aren't doing what they should be doing at home as well.
No. I've just got to talk, about Martinez as well. That is such bad defending for the second time. Leaning into the ball, it's lazy.
That's the
so
third
lazy.
time.
Based Kirby
That's
says,
the
why
third
is
time.
the West Ham fan so quiet now? He was talking all that trash earlier.
Is he a City fan? Okay, cool.
Yep, he is. Cry, AGT, cry. Why would I cry? I'm crying with tears of happiness, mate. Postecoglou will be a bin man by October. You'd love to see it, says Wes.
The haters have begun already.
That was raw. Fuad, I told you, you will suffer, says Tobias Estes.
Hannibal's goal
What a
very, very
finish
good.
as well from Hannibal.
Very,
man.
very good.
Wow.
I don't know if the goalkeeper can do better there. And Hannibal was celebrating
down.
like crazy, even though they're 3-1
Yeah,
down.
I
But
can't
to be
lie,
fair-
when you scored
That's
your
his
first goal,
moment,
like,
though,
OT,
I was going to say, but
Yeah.
that's his first goal, isn't it? So you can understand it.
you know,
Some
after the
trim
game
on
tweets,
him, by the way.
I did mine.
What a
Mine.
haircut. Let's have a look at the goal. Two Beast, just in the meantime, says the worst
it's a
club
great pass from
is
Martinez
Red
out.
Bull.
Give him his flowers.
Yeah, that's a finish.
Oh, it's a decent
What
goal.
a hit.
It's a decent goal.
Let's have a look if
Near
the keeper
post.
can.
Nah, he's fully stretched out.
Maybe the
man.
keeper's initial position.
Yeah, the initial
could have
position.
been a
He's
bit
not
more
expecting
left.
the shot, isn't he? But yeah, the keeper's initial position should maybe be a bit better. Shouldn't be getting
beaten at
beaten
his
from
near
there.
post,
near
really.
post from there, but it's a good stroke.
Uh,
Maybe Martinez has to step into that midfield and take in place of McTominay. It's a good pass out, but really poor defending for all 3 goals.
But Brighton will still look to come again. 2B says the worst club is Red Bull. As a New York Red Bull fan, we get stripped of all our talent, sent to Germany and Austria. We get nothing in return. Supporters here have had enough, and we want our old club back.
That's
quite
What
interesting,
was it
that.
New York
Red
Jersey
Bulls.
Metro Stars they used to be called or something,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
That's the problem. Obviously, maybe Everton are at the top end of the team that's of that consortium that's taken them over. But if you are one of the teams that's in the middle,
You're a feeder club.
yeah, you're going
by
to be a
force.
feeder club by force.
You've
and
got no choice.
100%, because they're going to send the players
That's
to where
it.
they
Do you
can
know
make
what?
the most money.
I've never thought of that because you do get some really talented youngsters, both American and South American, that end up at New York Red Bull and then do get shipped out.
But also, the problem for Everton may be, okay, from the positive side, they're going to get fed by all these clubs. So on the negative side, if there are 2 up and coming players and one 60 mil from one club and one they could just get 15 mil from the other club, they're going to go for the cheaper option from their own feeder club. So they're going to be quite restricted to the players that they're going to be able to go and sign. And those clubs, no disrespect to Red Bull and Hertha Berlin, but they're not the clubs that are riddled with talent to come into the Premier League and light it up. So could be problems.
True. Base God reminding us that today is the first time Abby Summers has gone to a Tottenham game since, I think it's April or something like that.
Wow, yeah,
She's
I saw her
there
with the retro
today.
kit on.
Yep, she is there today.
She picked a good one.
Yep, she's picked a great day to go. Where's Abby at, says Scott. She's at the game, my friend. Spurs looking like Asna today, says Extreme.
Yeah. Playing
sure.
well.
I said
no goals.
4-0, mate.
Our captain Son.
Mate,
I said 4-0 as well.
I'm looking at it. It should be bloody 4-0. Missed a couple of sitters.
And just going to have to be very funny and very charming in this press conference after the game.
Ah, listen, he can give it as well. Trust me, he will hang some of these guys out. I think at some point. Like I'm looking forward to seeing Angry Ange. That's the one I'm looking forward to. He's got that in him. I feel like where he's not gonna let people get away with things. So today we're in a game where statistically it looks like you should be winning.
Nice from West Ham.
Oh, that's beautiful football.
Is there something that they can do to upset City? Jamie,
on, at
talk
least
to me
give us
about
a
the
late
actual
equaliser.
level of performance from West Ham today. I mean, yes, they're losing, but it's not all...
No.
and
I'm
gloom.
still super optimistic going into this season. I think, going into the rest of the season, I should say. I think we have a strong squad. It's the first time in a few years that I can say that we've got serious depth. And I think we've come up against arguably the best side in the world, and it's taken them 75 minutes to even get ahead of us, So I think we've seen it against other sides in the league where we're going to be very difficult to play, and I don't think anyone's going to want to play West Ham this season, 100%. I wouldn't be confident going into next Sunday if I were you.
Oof.
Fair enough. At Anfield?
Yeah, well, we've beat you at Anfield before, don't worry about that. 3-0 was it? Lanzini got at the end?
2015.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's been a while. It's been a while. But
8 years. No, listen, I'm aware of it because I watched all West Ham games. Areola with another save from a point-blank
really good save.
Shot from Haaland, who is yet to register today. But kudos, let's see what he can do.
Areola's chance the man of the match, even though they're losing.
82 minutes just
really
got
good.
now at the London Stadium. Is there a late twist? Or, again, that's another prediction I'm getting right, by the way, if this stays like this.
What's that? 2-1, yeah?
Another one. I'm on fire today, man.
What did I say?
Someone put me up.
I said.
I think you said last minute West City winner.
I said 3-1. I said 3-1.
Oh, did you?
I said 3-1. I said like they'll be 2-1 up and then they'll hit a third on the late. Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable set of results. If you're watching this with us right now on DR Sports, let's remind you of the scores. It was Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3. Another one of my predictions coming off. Liverpool, for maybe an hour or two, went to the top, but probably not anymore. Aston Villa 0, Crystal Palace 1, 72 minutes gone there. Fulham, through Carlos Vinicius, are 1-0 up at home to Luton. And Manchester United, as we know, 3-1 down at home to Brighton and Hove Albion. Tottenham, 73 minutes gone there. Sheffield United 1-0 up away from home. And West Ham, as we know, are 2-1 down. I do believe there's a slight lag actually in the timings of those scores that I just read out, because I think our servers don't seem to be working properly. Cheers, OneFootball. Other apps are available, of course. Won't be getting you guys to sponsor.
Could be
us
a
now.
huge result for Sheffield United. This.
Yes, could be
and
absolutely
Palace,
massive for
especially with Roy not being there as well. Well, he's not there, so great result.
Let's jump back into the chat. Expressions is having a meltdown, says was lost but now I am found. I've just seen there is over 3,500 of you guys watching us right now. So make sure you smash that like button to see Manchester United mudded.
100%.
Fuad potentially mudded. Jamie Boyce a little bit mudded. And are you on AFTV tomorrow?
No, I'm on the Tactical Insights show on Monday.
Oh, nice.
So James B and I will be breaking down all of the tactics of what happens tomorrow. So hopefully we win. We should win. But yeah, so I'll be on AFTV on Monday.
Speaking of curses, there has been a big Scouse curse over Arsenal. Not even just at Everton, it's the city of Liverpool. Can't seem to pick up a win there. Let's look ahead to that game a little bit.
Especially when it's end of the season. Like, it's twice in a row we've gone there end of the season and we're on like a monster run. I'm happy to take them now because we're in a position where we're not playing that well, but we are scraping through results. And that's when I don't mind playing them. But we've gone there when we've been absolutely smashing teams and we just can't get a win there.
And they've been awful as well.
They've been awful. Yeah, exactly. And we have a bit of a curse for Haaland's in behind here. No support though. We have a bit of a curse for Sean Dyche as well. Sean Dyche does tend to like to rough us up a little bit in the past. So.
Well, last year you went there. It was the new manager bounce.
Yep.
I heard James B chat about a new owner bounce. I don't know if that's a thing in football.
I'm not having that.
It's a new one.
It's a new one, but they'll take it.
As long as it's not raining.
From a neutral perspective, Jamie, why haven't Arsenal been able to beat Everton for so long? The last time 5-2 Alexis Sanchez hat-trick?
Was that how far back it goes?
I think so.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's awful. We better smoke these guys tomorrow. This is a joke.
At Goodison, is that, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Goodison's an intimidating place to play at. And I think when Arsenal have pressure on them, we can see it. Sometimes it doesn't always work out in our Arsenal favour. I think tomorrow will be the first time that we see you really tested in whether these new signings coming in, with these new players, I think with them coming in, I feel like we'll see whether they're going to bring in leadership, whether they're going to take Arsenal to that next kind of level. Players like Declan Rice, players like Kai Havertz, what they can do in an Arsenal side, and whether they're enough to make the difference at Goodison Park, because it's an intimidating place to play, especially against a Sean Dyche side that are going to make it physical for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to see Havertz starting, to be honest with you. I'd rather Fabio Vieira, but I think he's in there because of the physicality. We saw when we played against City in the curtain raiser that he played up top, and he does offer, even though he's not stocky and strong, he is just having that height is really going to obviously add that physical value to it. to the team. And it's Haaland and it's 3-1.
There we go.
And there it is.
Set.
Erling Haaland gets his goal.
Did say 2-1 up.
3-1.
2-1 up. And then they'll get the late goal just to add the icing on the cake. Trust me, if anyone knows about getting smashed by City, not that you guys have been smashed, but it's our lot. But yeah, tomorrow I think we need leadership from Declan Rice, and we will need some physicality. And I really just don't want to see Havertz in the 8. If we start with him up top and put bodies around him so we can go long, he can knock it down, and we can add some supporting cast around him. That's fine. But in the 8, I'd rather see Fabio Vieira there personally.
Yeah,
would
burst
you
the
not
bubble
for sure. On that, would you not put Rice in the 8? Do you think he's capable of doing that?
We don't. If Thomas Partey is injured, so if I had Thomas Partey at 6, then maybe I'd have Rice in the 8. Because I do want to see Rice shooting more and getting more. He's capable of that third man run. But I think just at the moment, having him steady himself in the 6th position, especially in games like Everton where we're going to dominate the ball, and he can just settle himself into the game, and then we can have other people in the 8 and the 10, Odegaard in the 10, and Fabio in the 8. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Killer blow that for West Ham. It was a really good start. I still believe it's been a decent performance from West Ham. It doesn't really strike me as a 3-1 kind of game. City have been poor in periods. Danny Ings coming on. Haaland buzzing with that goal. Well. City fans doing the old Poznan.
Oh God, they have one of the cringiest fan bases. I'm sorry.
They definitely do. They definitely do. Yeah. 87 minutes gone now at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hamer with the only goal separating the two sides so far. Here's a stat for you. Andre Onana has faced 10 shots on target since the start of the season. He's conceded 7 of them.
Oh, that's not good. He's made 3 saves in, what's this, their 4th or 5th?
5 games.
5 Premier League games.
3 saves in 5 games.
Wow.
Can you
That's
believe
painful.
that?
That's not good.
It's unreal, eh?
David De Gea would never.
No, of course not.
De Gea would never.
Of course not.
Honestly, I'm being serious. Okay, fine. Okay, he can't hit a 60-yard. He can't hit a 60-yard diag. I understand, but he would never those level of those stats would be when he's at his worst possible performance. If you pick like a really low point and a low confidence point, that might be what he's looking at. But even then, I don't think.
How has no one taken a chance on him? He's still not got a club.
It's probably the wages, to be fair.
Based Kirby says, cringy fan base coming from an Arsenal fan. Go buy a dog for the training ground, loser.
Our dog's lovely. That's not cringe. I have three dogs in my
Win,
lovely dog. Yeah, I have 3 dogs in my office. Creates a nice ambient culture.
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
I don't understand that.
My dog's been in this office.
Yeah, 100%. Your dog's lovely as well.
Yeah, man. There you go.
Fair enough.
Big up AGT on the panel. Big win today, AGT. You'll never walk alone up the Reds. Yeah, we're just kind of awaiting, aren't we, the final scores now from around the grounds. Manchester United in the mud, Tottenham in the mud right now.
Tottenham is 1-0 down, so they still have an opportunity to salvage something. West Ham would need 2 goals, and Brighton and Man United would need 2 goals. They can try and pull a draw. For the Tottenham game, it's not over till it's over, because they just don't want to. They want to avoid a loss, especially at home. But there you go, Doku getting clapped off now.
And there's been a goal at Villa Park, finally. The home team have pulled their socks up and they've scored. It's now 1-1 on the 88th minute. We're just waiting to find out who scored that goal. But speaking of goals, Erling Haaland now has 7 goals in his first 5 games of the Premier League this season. So there you go. Yeah. John Duran has scored for Aston Villa in the 87th minute, as I said. Duran. Yeah, good band. Norwich are 1-0 up at home against Stoke thanks to a Stacey goal. We're approaching the final minutes there. That would be a big win for Norwich if they can get that one over the line. Again, shout out to the Stoke fans for going all the way down to Norwich today. That's a long old poke. Yeah, done that journey from Liverpool, and it's even worse from Liverpool, but that is a bad one for the away fans there. QPR embarrassing now at home. They were 1-0 up in this game. They're now 3-1 down. Abdullah Bar has scored, and don't forget QPR did have Jack Colback sent off after 20 minutes, wasn't it? After they were 1-0 up.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, there, 21 minutes
there
it was.
Go.
I was right by 1 minute. I was off. Spurs goal disallowed, says Ali. We're hearing. We'll get some eyes on that very shortly, but just
Madison's
to round
been
off,
running the show as well apparently in that game.
Just seems like my boy Gustavo has, to be honest.
He's got his Player of the Month award and he's cashed it.
Ducks out. Sumo on the ball. He is good, though, I have to say.
Who's that?
Basuma is very good.
Of course. He was the Caicedo of a couple of seasons ago,
Did he go from
wasn't
number 38 to 8?
Yeah.
Boy, that is some change. Oh, it's Kulusevski at the back stick, I think. No? Of course it is him, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Didn't
not
go in, so it must be him.
It's not who you want when you're, again, like, it's just with where he's at. You know, obviously, maybe he's feeling good today. Who knows? But what he's been saying in the media, where he's at mentally, it's just not who you want to be trying to dig deep and pull you out. You know, he needs, like I said at the beginning, he needs a bit of an easier time. And you know, this should have been the game for him to come on when you guys were up. But there you go. AJ. Although a goal now would hugely lift him, wouldn't it? But
yeah, and he's taken the colours out of his hair as well. Seems like he's going serious for a bit of a switch up. Yep. We're hearing 12 minutes of added time at Tottenham. 12.
We'll take that. Aye, come on, Rep.
90 minutes. LJ Brown, AGT, I dare you to run into the United View studio. How much do you dare me? if we can come to an agreement,
£100 super chat.
£100 super chat. But the thing is, the money doesn't come to me though. I'm doing it on behalf of someone else.
You need a link in the bio, Cash App link in the bio.
LJ Brown, if you want me to do it, God, DM me and I'll send you a screenshot.
Is that Kulusevski?
Yeah, buddy. Taking a little money on the side. I'd love to see it. 12 minutes added on there for Tottenham. And we're approaching that now.
That's not
Look
off.
at this.
That's not off.
Kulusevski wins another corner. There was a very, very late goal, by the way, for Watford at home to Birmingham. That's probably sealed the 3 points for Watford. We are in the 94th minute now of Fulham versus Luton. It's still that Carlos Vinicius goal that separates the two teams as Romero slams that one into row Z. There's the reaction round the ground. 12 minutes of added time at Tottenham.
It's crazy.
I'm curious about
Luton.
Probably,
yeah, I imagine so.
I'm curious about Luton. Like, have you got any stats on like how many shots they've had? Because they just they never really look like.
Of course I do, my friend.
Obviously, we know that for teams like that, scoring is going to be a problem. But how many chances are they creating? How many?
6 shots on goal, 2 shots on target, which is actually the same as Fulham.
Yeah.
Expected goals, they've still got 1. Fulham's 1.1.
Yeah, so
and they've hit the woodwork once as well.
There you go.
Luton have. So total big chances, 2 for Luton.
Before, when I watch them play, they get a lot of flack, and I think who was it?
They're not as bad as people say they are, actually.
Was it like Garth Crooks or someone that was like, I don't get them. They're a bit of a waste of space or something. I was like, that's bang out of when I watch them play. That's so out of order.
That's not analysis. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, so they are getting a bit of a tough time with it, Luton.
All right, there's a long way to go in this one, so we'll keep you updated. But in the meantime, Rochdale 4 now against Barnet. They're 4-2 up. Ian Henderson has scored. Bristol Rovers in the League One are also 2-0 up away at Shrewsbury, a ground I've been to watch Liverpool. We were
that could be that's definitely a yellow. It could be worse.
Again, very, very, very late on at the London Stadium now in the 95th.
I was going to say, I think that's Tom Davis. He's absolutely Look at this.
Oh my God, that is.
It's absolutely
I didn't even know he
sived him
moved to
down.
Sheffield. Transfers that I didn't know that happened.
This could have been dangerous. Look though.
I mean,
if the foot was planted, that could have been a leg.
That's an orange. That one. That's an orange.
Get up, man. We ain't got time for this.
Pedro Porro looking like he needs some help.
Full time in the Fulham Luton game as well.
Tough start for Luton.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, tough start for Luton.
These are the games they need to be getting something out of.
For sure.
Right. Still around 7 to 8 minutes to go in the Tottenham Hotspur game. Still, it's Manchester United 1, Brighton 3. Yellow card there for Hannibal. Tactical foul. It's not the first time we've heard that. And Ansu Fati is on the pitch.
Boo!
Just had a shot on target.
Boo again! Boo again!
Because he rejected you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To sit on the bench and come on in garbage time.
To win 3-1 at Old Trafford.
Come on, man. You could have been helping us get out of this ditch instead.
Yeah, but he's made the right decision based on that.
Enjoy the
3-1 at Old Trafford, lose 1-0 at home.
What part did you play?
Yeah. If that's all your shots that you can send at him, you didn't score any of the 3 goals that your team won.
Listen, I'm watching you closely all season, brother. Yeah. You are my agenda this year.
Fuad will be there. Right, we are gonna cue something quite special now on the channel. Of course, we told you earlier that there's a big announcement that's coming to DR Sports tomorrow. Fuad has teased it. But in a worldwide exclusive, I can now reveal the following.
Dogs! Where's the podcast this? Where's the podcast that? Shh, we're coming. Culture Cast, Cold Hero. Boy again!
Your boy Maiwa, host with the most, King of London.
Kings of London, hi. We're the only ones in Europe.
Fuad Kadani, podcasting Pepe.
Football, culture, movement.
There it is. Welcome to the family.
Yes.
Officially,
Hey, glad to be here, man. Glad
Football,
to be here.
culture, movement. Fuad, Cams, Mayowa.
The
I think there's something
FCM
there.
podcast.
It's coming tomorrow. All of you guys, I've even been asked myself, when is STTV coming back? Stoppage Time TV.
Hey.
It's a new era. It's a new name.
Hey.
It's a new podcast. It's
Tell
a
'em.
new home.
Hey,
And it's going to be live tomorrow night. Tell
tomorrow
us more.
night, bruv. New name, as you said, but same old greatness. And listen, every year we've kind of leveled up with this show, and we promise this year will be no different. Sunday nights will never be the same again, I promise you. I'm looking forward to this. As you said, it's been 4 game weeks. We've had non-stop tweets, messages. We've had to deactivate the page because it was just non-stop all the time. But it's like, hey, we kept saying, calm down. We got something cooking. And obviously, big up everyone at DR Sports as well. Do you know what I mean? We was only right. Been here for the past, 2-3 years. So, you know what I mean? Bring the team over. Let's take this thing another level.
Beautiful
And let's
to
see,
see.
you know what I mean? Every Sunday now,
Beautiful
after the
to see.
final game of the week, you know where to find us. You know where we'll bring the good stuff.
And I have to say a round of applause to the production team for pulling
Big
that
up for real.
off.
That is
That
crazy
like
trailer.
TNT
edit that
level.
is.
You know, at the start of the season when the players go, Reds, I am.
Yeah.
The graphics
Bro,
around everywhere.
no,
Unbelievable,
it's
man.
so cold, man. Even the teaser yesterday with all you, I was just like, yo, you know what? Like, yeah, we've arrived. We're here now.
Unreal.
So I'm glad the cat is finally out of the bag. You've been asking us weeks, months, where is
This is
it?
a worldwide exclusive.
We here now, literally, yeah. Jason was messaging me in the middle. That's why I was texting in the middle of the show. He was like, "Yeah, should I do it on the Saturday coach?" I was like, "Yes, yes."
That's what we do here on DR Sports. And don't forget, what time is that on tomorrow?
It will be after the final game, so we'll confirm times. Make sure, 6:30ish, 7ish.
Cool.
But follow up all the socials. Follow DR on YouTube, all the socials. I'll turn the notifications on.
Yeah.
And we will let you know exactly what time all the good stuff will be kicking off. We back
In a big way.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
Yes.
Video Society says, where is the link? It will be up. Just keep your eyes on DR Sports. You will not be able to miss it. Zach Dane says, can I be reminded how much Man United paid for Mount?
Oh, I will remind Coach Camps tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay. That's good. Speaking of Manchester United, it's official. They've lost 3-1 at home. Man. At home, people, to Brighton and Hove Albion. I'm going to keep saying, I'm not calling them Brighton anymore. They're getting the full name treatment because they deserve it. Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club have gone to Old Trafford and they've won 2 years on the bounce. Unbelievable.
Convincing win as well.
Yeah.
Convincing win and a win that I think most of us predicted was going to happen.
Not me.
You know,
I'm hearing in the chat that Richarlison has scored.
Let's go! Give me something.
I'm hearing.
Give me something.
I haven't heard yet, but I'm hearing.
I need the announcement.
I'm hearing.
Followed by a Richarlison goal.
I'm hearing. Oh, Richie lad.
I need that.
Also, I'm also hearing. Am I hearing that Villa have scored a last-minute winner?
No chance. Listen.
Why is all my stuff
all
not
kicking
updated?
off. It is all
What's going
kicking
on
off.
here,
It is
BBC
all
Sport
kicking
and
off.
the rest of the broadcasters
Listen.
that are available?
Let me see.
What
Let me
is
see.
going
Let me
on
see.
here?
Let me see. Tell her what I want. Vamos! Richie lad!
Let's see the goal. Talk to us.
Come on! Corner comes in, near post, easy as you like. Just similarly to the header that he missed earlier, to be fair.
It's
the back
bounced off
post.
his head. He knew nothing about
It's
it.
Listen, you got to be there to put your head in it. Now, to be fair, that's a good header. I'm not going to let you take that away from him. I shit on him all the time, but that's a good header. And that's what we need. You said if he comes on, gets a goal, gets his confidence, that's what he needs. Got a goal in the Carabao Cup. Give me something, Richie. This is all I want. This is it.
I'm just surprised he kept his shirt on.
You know what? He's learnt. He
has learned.
Joe!
Oh my word.
Joe!
Oh my
Joe! No! Joe!
And Abby is there.
Abby! Big up yourself! 2, 1!
I hate Sheffield, man.
Dejan Kulusevski!
The whole place, the weather, the food.
Come on!
Big Ange went from being in the mud, being a binman by October.
Where's this 12 minutes
Big
come
Ange!
To
we love you!
Where's this 12 minutes come from? Where's
quite
it come
unbelievable. Richarlison scores in the 99th minute. There's spit everywhere.
Sprayed all over the table everywhere.
Spray it. COVID gang. Dejan, what minute has he scored in?
Bro, 90 plus 10. Oh my God.
Where's this time come from?
Saturday.
Oh, what a Saturday.
Oh my God. Can you believe it? Talk to us about the goal. It's Maddison with the pass.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh no, what's happened? Oh, that was all right. Sheffield United fans will not believe this.
Just clear
they
the ball.
will not believe this.
Clear the ball. It's the same thing that West Ham are
They
doing,
will not
trying to
believe
play
this.
out.
And it's a Richarlison assist as well.
Great goal. Finish
God.
into the top left corner.
Great goal.
This is what we've needed from him as well. I can't lie to you. I said this season was a big year for him. I need goals. I need assists. You fell off last year. Bring back the levels. And the last couple of weeks I've been seeing a little bit more. This is what he's needed. 2 goals and 2 for him now as well.
Do
Happy
not
for him.
believe it. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's Aston Villa 3, Crystal Palace 1. Where the hell has that come from as well? What an end to the show today.
How many have you got right?
I've got Villa today. I've got Villa Palace.
2-1.
I've got United and West Ham City.
Tottenham Hotspur.
I said Tottenham would win, but I thought it'd be like 3-4-0.
warned you lot, don't sell your Kulu stocks. We will be back.
From where?
From the dead. Hey, the stocks are dying, bro. People were turning on him. I was like, yo, it's going to get peak.
Unbelievable. Do you know what? What started off such a great show for Jamie and such an awful show for Fuad, the roles have now been reversed. It's Richarlison who knocks it inside to Kulusevski. The shot is dragged into his right foot and it's back across the keeper. And it's a great goal.
And before that, it was poor from Sheffield because similar to what West Ham were doing when they were under the cosh as well, they were trying to play out rather than just send it, just launch it. It's 100 minutes into the Premier League game. You're 1-1 with Tottenham. Just get rid of it. Yeah. They're trying to play it out. They're trying to dribble. And the thing that Tottenham are going to have over these Sheffield United players is a lot of that athleticism, that physicality, that engine. They've made good substitutions as well. You know, just clear it. You don't want to be trying to run against them. But where 12 minutes has come from is an absolute travesty and it's a joke. Never be 12 minutes in the Premier League game. Ridiculous stuff. These goals are not valid. It doesn't make any sense. But there you go.
I cannot believe this end to the Saturday football show. It is.
This has been eventful. From the first half hour saying, oh man, we ain't got no goals. Last 5 minutes, here you go.
I'm more upset about Tottenham pulling it around than I am West Ham losing.
By the way,
Agreed.
The second win in a row for Brighton at Old Trafford, Roberto De Zerbi became the Brighton manager 364 days ago. Not even a year, and we're talking so highly of him already. Tom Davis here for Sheffield United, plays it back. He'll be absolutely gutted with how this game has ended, as well as the travelling fans. But it just goes to show, never leave early, never give up, and play till the final whistle.
That's what you do, man. 12 plus minutes, you got to use every single damn minute. And Ange, listen, credit to him, man. The subs he made pretty late as well. I was worried when he made the triple change. First substitution on the 80th minute. What is it? You know, too little, too late. But it's actually the substitute who's made a difference. Richarlison scores the first one, links up for the second one. Listen, everyone who knows me, I've been one of his biggest critics since the day he signed for us. But these are the types of moments we're looking for. These are the moments we want from you. When you come off the bench, give us some kind of positive contribution, not just kind of loose end chasing, lost balls, lost causes. And then when you start...
Ollie McBurney's been sent off.
I'm happy for him, man, honestly.
As well, to make things even worse for the Blades. Look at this, Fuad, just to
Yeah.
interrupt you. We're seeing an off-the-ball challenge. McBurney versus...
He's throwing him down. Is that Son that's gone
Red
down?
card, man.
Johnson?
Give him a red.
Looks
Give
like
him
Johnson,
a red.
maybe.
Add the ice on the cake. Why not?
Look
Game ban on top.
50-50.
Yeah,
Second yellow, yeah.
for McBurney.
Can't do it on a yellow, but yeah.
Can't
I
do
think
that.
for a Chelsea, for a Tottenham fan, like it's the perfect goal scorers for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Two players who we've needed to get their confidence up, as you say, honestly. I think Kulusevski, we know the abilities there.
Prime
it's
Barkley's
just getting
play.
those numbers up now. Richarlison, I've said, I don't have much expectation on him at all. But if you can just be a positive contribution in moments,
for sure.
that's all we're looking for. We're not asking him to replace Harry Kane. We're not expecting 20, 30 goals. But please, just give us something every once in a while.
Yeah, in these moments. But it seemed like Ange making those subs late seems like he expects that team that he started to be able to score goals against this team.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little bit of protection of Richarlison, knowing he's not in the best place, to not have to bring him on and expect that. But taking that, not taking the pressure off him, but throwing him in the deep end, and he's been able to rise to the occasion. And that's
fair
what he's
play
I've got
to
to tell you, boys, we are in the 118th minute of the Tottenham game and the 117th minute of the Aston Villa game.
Listen, extra time football, baby.
We can't finish until both games are done. But however, there has been a very early goal in the Milan derby, boys. It's Henrik Mkhitaryan for Inter Milan, who scores after 5 minutes to go ahead in the big one, the derby. It is now... It's still not full time, is it? Have I just seen a journalist tweet? It's still not full time.
People get their money's worth.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't.
You're going to need halftime shows at this rate for like the Super
Bit
Bowl.
American though.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Yeah, I get you.
It's tongue in cheek. I don't want that.
Right, we're gonna round it off there, boys. Do you know what? Even on Google, it's still saying it's the 118th
going,
minute,
yeah.
and Sheffield United are 1-0 up. It says still.
Yeah, they're washed.
Everything's been
That's
delayed.
full time. There you go. It's
There
finally
we go.
full time
At
at Tottenham. It's Tottenham Hotspur 2, Sheffield United 1. It is full time at Aston Villa
Everyone's
now. They've
embracing
won
Richarlison as well.
3-1. Brace for the Richarlison hype. Arsenal fans sitting in the AFTV studio calling City fans cringe. You top of the list, bruv. Don't you break into a dance with Cecil whilst you further express your opinion, says
First of
Prodigal
all,
Fraud.
I'm not in the AFTV studio, so
That's true.
exactly.
So yeah, there you go. Right. We'll round the show off there.
Hey.
Jamie, thank you so much, mate. I wanted to
Cheers.
see West Ham come out on top, but
No, we'll
shout
take
out to
it.
Jamie, brilliant performance from you
Always
again
good
today.
when he's on.
Hopefully back for your hat trick soon.
Yeah, I'd love to
see
come
it.
back.
Definitely.
Love to see it. Fuad, what a roller coaster of emotions it's been for you today. You've announced the show. You've got a last minute winner. And we'll see
Good
you
day,
again
man.
on the channel tomorrow.
Hey.
Big up to you. And Nick Francis, shout out to you, my friend.
Love, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Been great to have you on. I've been AGT. This has been Fuad. You've been watching the Saturday Football Show on DR Sports. You do not get drama like this anywhere else on YouTube. So make sure you like, comment and subscribe to make sure you're back again next week where we've got a brilliant show. It's always a brilliant
I'm
show.
back tomorrow
So
as
we'll
well.
be back
FCM.
tomorrow.
We here.
FCM on DR Sports starts tomorrow, 6:30. Make sure you're around to watch it. But until then, cheers. Thanks for watching.
Adios, muchachos.